Let's get this bitch started.
All cap, episode 3. Here we are. We got some of my best friends. We got over here. Introduce yourself, boys. Who's the first one?
Emmanuel Martinez.
Yeah, and I'm Marcus Sago.
Sweet, bro. What do you guys do for a living? If you guys don't mind.
I have a couple businesses that I run. I had a podcast before I paused it, and that's basically what I do. How about you?
I work in healthcare. I'm a assistant administrator for a small healthcare company.
There you go.
Yeah.
You both love your professions?
Yeah. Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
Love it every day.
Fuck yeah. Wake up in the morning.
Ready to go.
Grind it out every day. Monday through Friday, both of you?
Monday through Sunday.
Monday through Sunday.
Every day
Oof.
I work. I at least get something done.
Yeah.
100%.
Let me ask you a question for both of you, I guess, because I think for our age, we're relatively with our heads on our shoulders and, you know, we got some sort of direction going on. What is it that makes you guys, that when you wake up in the morning, like you just decide, I want to be better than everybody else? Like, I just want to be great myself. Like, I just want to conquer this and have life the way I want it.
I could go at it. Okay.
I mean,
so for me, it's a mixture of things. But for example, the way I look at business in general is not the way the majority of people do.
Okay.
I look at business as a sport. To me, it's actually a sport. That's all it is. So it's competitiveness, okay? Like when I used to play basketball, right? I was competitive. I used to play that sport. And if you look at basketball, the thing is, when people look at it that way, their whole perspective changes. The reason for that is you look at money as a marker. That's it. You don't want more money. Like a billionaire that's still in business, he doesn't want more money. The majority of them, they don't want more money because they need it. Mm-hmm. They want more money because it's going to put them somewhere else in the sport of business. Okay. Right? So if you look at an NBA player and he says, well, I want more rings, would you say that guy's greedy? No, he just wants to be the best basketball player possible. Yeah. So that's the way I look at business, right? And if you want to be good, I think business is the ultimate sport because it's extremely competitive. If you're not outworking, being out-disciplined, outsmarting your competitors, you're going to go out of business. They're going to take you out. So I think it's the ultimate sport. That's the way I look at business. Now, what makes me want to do these things, now mixing what type of business I do and what I want to do in the future, is more of a using my talents to the best of my ability to essentially do as much as I can to better humanity. Like, I'm not going to say I'm going to better humanity, but to the smallest grain that I possibly could, to the most that I could, right? So even if it's something small that I can make an impact on in humanity, I'm going to try to do it if I can, right? And I think everybody can. Everybody has talents. Like, you have some talents that I don't have. I have some talents you don't have. You have talents that I don't have. And those are God-given talents that we could all use, right? And if we're not using them to best our ability, I feel like you're just wasting your life.
I agree. And to touch on like the talents, because we're all better than at certain things than others. I think when you surround yourselves with people who are like-minded but better at different things, and then you can combine that, is when something amazing can happen. As far as like, we definitely try our best to push each other. I think all three of us would be really ashamed of each other if we saw each other slacking in life, or like, and I think both of us would definitely push each other, you know, to be better, stronger, mentally tougher people if we saw each other, you know, sleeping a little bit at the wheel.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
100%.
You got anything you want to add to
that? Yeah, bro. I mean, what drives me every day is I want to leave this world better than how I got into it. And I want to make enough money to be able to do whatever the fuck I want one day. That's kind of where I'm at.
There you go. And you both said something about like changing the world. Is there anything specific, or do you just mean like in the general aspect? Is there anything specific you would want to?
I can say something crazy right now, but essentially I feel that from the stuff that I've been learning recently, actually, and it's changed like what I want to do eventually in the future a little bit, but I think we can live to be 1,000 years old. And I feel like, yeah, as crazy as that sounds, yeah, I think we could actually like do that, right? So I think I would like to like play a part in like accelerating that process and doing that eventually. That's something I have a passion for, and I want to be interested in health and like optimizing your health, optimizing your body and your mind or whatever, doing that, and like helping people reach the same thing, right? Helping people optimize their body and their health and do all those things. So
you're saying like what, like a reverse aging kind of thing?
Reverse aging, and also, yeah, exactly, reverse aging. So there's studies, there's this professor in Harvard. His name is David Sinclair. He's a scientist, and he has his lab, and he's focused on genetics and reversing aging and genetics. And the research that he's done there has shown a lot of evidence that it's shown proof that aging could be reversed in the cellular level.
Okay.
Right? So now they just have to like scale that up to the human level, right? Like they've been able to reverse aging in mice already, right? So now it's just doing it on bigger mammals. And I'm not talking about like stopping aging. I'm talking about reverse aging. So like getting an old mice and making it young again.
So you're saying like if we were to do that in humans, it would be getting an 80-year-old man and bringing him back to 40.
Exactly. That's exactly what he says.
And you think that that's possible?
Yeah. So so he says it's gonna be possible in 20 years.
Really?
He says you're gonna take one pill a day and you're gonna be able to like be immortal. It's not immortal because you get shot in the head, you're dying, right?
Yeah.
That's immortal. You can't die. Immortal means you can't die out of any natural sickness or cancer or anything. So or at least live tremendously longer, right? So you can extend your lifespan by a significant amount. He says, depending on the way you live your life right now, you can actually reverse your age by 20 years. So you could be a 50-year-old and you could be actually genetically aged to be 30-year-old, like a 30-year-old instead of a 50-year-old.
Is there anything specific that you would have to do that?
Yeah, so there's a couple things that he does. So he doesn't recommend, and I don't recommend any of you guys to take this or anything, but he says he takes NMN every single day, which is this thing that boosts your NAD. So, for example, like the IVs that you take, that NAD has been shown to increase the sirtuins, and those are longevity genes in your body, right? Those longevity genes make you live longer and extend your cells, right? They repair your cells and allow them to live longer. The other thing that he says too is fasting, which you actually did a 3-day fast. I did one too, like a couple weeks ago, and so fasting, you do it every single day, and the longer you do it, the better it is for your body.
Yeah.
And there's many reasons to that. We can dive into that, but if you fast, so they've done studies on mice where they gave mice a bunch of different diets to see which diet like made them live longer or live less or whatever. And then they did a control like group where they just like they made one group of mice eat whenever they wanted, whatever they wanted, but they had a certain amount of food, right? Like certain, like let's say 1,000 calories or something.
Okay.
And the other group, they only gave them 1 hour time period to eat that food in the 24 hours of the day.
1,000 calories is sitting there, but it only sits there for an hour.
The same amount of food that they gave the other mice in the other group that they could eat it whenever they want, but they just have that amount of food. The other ones, they took the food away and only gave them to them in an hour period, but the same amount of food. So these mice would like swallow and eat that food as fast as possible. The other mice had the whole day to eat it.
Yeah.
These mice, didn't matter the diet, lived significantly longer than the other mice. Yeah. And the reasons is when you get into a fasted state, your body like gets into a phase called ketosis where it starts using ketones for energy. The reason it starts using ketones for energy, you can think about it like this. So your body's either going to use carbs or fat, right? Essentially for energy. When you eat a bunch of food, it's going to use like glucose or stuff from carbs or sugars or whatever as that energy. Once you get into the fasted, think about it like it's like a hybrid car. Okay, it's a good analogy. A hybrid car. Think about like part of it is electric, the tank, and then the other part is gas. Let's say you stop putting gas into the car. That gas is going to run out, and it's eventually going to start needing to use the electric. So that's exactly what your body does. It stops using the glucose, and it starts using your fat for energy. And that activates ketones, which ketones are like an acid that comes out when your fat is burning in your body. These ketones activate, like it's good for your cells, good for your brain actually. It boosts your human growth hormone, lowers inflammation in your body, which is actually huge for longevity and all these things. And then once you get into a phase, so your body only uses one energy source called ATP. So adenosine triphosphate. And the process is essentially like a phosphate it uses for energy or whatever, and then it turns into ADP and AMPK. Once that happens, you get into when you go into AMPK, which means you're not getting more energy, your body goes into starvation mode. That's essentially what it means. So those starvation genes get activated, and NAD boosts up, which is the same thing. He takes the NMN that boosts your NAD, and your body goes into a phase called autophagy. That phase, that happens after the second day of fasting, normally, like the macroautophagy, which is why fasting for more than 1 day or 2 or 3 days or even longer sometimes could be extremely beneficial. Because in that macroautophagy phase, your body starts regenerating essentially a lot of cells and like getting rid of all the bad cells and the bad protein in your body. It kind of like does like a cleanse. And that it's been shown to reverse aging and like keep you younger.
When you say like it kills off, like it like just eliminates all the bad cells?
It starts cleaning out all the bad cells, essentially, yeah.
And replacing them with new, stronger ones.
New stronger ones, yeah, exactly.
Have you ever done a fast at all?
Just intermediate fasting.
Intermediate fasting.
Never done.
So
more
like
than,
you just keep yourself like within a time frame of eating.
Yeah, I usually go 18 hours.
18 hours without, and then
Yeah.
the 6 hours you can eat.
So right now I'm doing intermediate fasting. I'll eat at noon, and then I'll eat at like 5 p.m., 5 to 6, and then I'll go the rest of the day without eating.
So you're putting 2 meals in your body?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
You can go off that, and when it comes to working out and gains, you don't feel like that's affecting it?
No. At the beginning, it was a little difficult because usually around like 9, 10 a.m., I get hungry as shit. And then eventually, like, I've been doing it for like 2-3 weeks now, and then my body just got used to it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, when it comes to fasting, you had told me you did the 3-day fast, and then I was like, fuck it, like, if you can do it, I can for sure do it too. Like, so I had ripped it, and the first day, it was definitely difficult, but it was more of like breaking the habit of, hey, I'm hungry, like, let's just go get food.
Yeah.
And I would find myself like getting up like from my work to go to the kitchen and get food, and I'd be like, what the fuck am I even doing here?
It's
Like,
an
I can't eat
addiction
right now. I can't eat right now. So I'd go back, work, whatever. The second day was by far the easiest. I woke up, I felt great. I felt energized all day, all throughout my day. I didn't feel bad at all. I mean, like, I got like little bursts of like hunger, but I would do like like what you had told me, like a little pinch of like Himalayan salt, and literally I was honestly peeing like every 20 minutes because I was drinking a ridiculous amount of water.
Yeah.
Every 20, 30 minutes, I went to the bathroom to go pee. And and like my pee was like, if I didn't even need to flush the toilet, like I was peeing clear water. I feel like I could have drank that shit. The third day was definitely the hardest because it was like there was an end goal.
Yeah, it's the final stretch.
Yeah. So like at 10 o'clock, I can eat again for the first time, and making it to 10 p.m. Like maybe the last like 6 hours was a huge struggle because I was just like, my body was like, dude, we're about to eat. I can feel my body like begging, like, hurry the fuck up and feed me already. I think if I had gone maybe like an extra day, I probably wouldn't have felt that way. But definitely like that last hour, I felt like just like weakness, just like I just wanted to wait this time out. I sat down and I was watching the Heat game. Like, I just was like, I got to breathe through this. I got to get through it. And like that last hour, I was like, fuck it, like I can just cut it. And like, you know, I did the 72 hours, whatever, but like it was more like to myself, I'm like, dude, don't be a bitch. Like, you made it this far. Like,
how was it when you actually ate? Because he said that he ate, like when he ate, like everything just went straight out.
Yeah, no, I definitely, it definitely washed out. Like, it was not a normal usage of the bathroom after, but I did eat a lot less. Like, I got full pretty much instantly.
And you're supposed to. It's dangerous to eat a lot right after. You like it's not gonna kill you or anything, but like you're not gonna digest it properly. You should like ease into it. Like eat like a bone broth first, or like a couple almonds and stuff, and then just the next day ease into it. You
had told me when it was during the Holocaust when they were getting saved and they gave them a bunch of food. A lot of them had died just off of because they overate too
They were
quickly.
starving, so they were like. But they were like bone and skin at that point, right? Like they were actually starving. Like on 3 days, you're not starving. Not even 10 days, you're starving.
Yeah.
You're actually starving. They were actually starving. So when they went, they just started devouring food. They weren't able to digest it properly, and you can actually die from that. Like if it's that to that point, not from 3 days or 5 days or even a 7-day fast.
Do we know how long it takes? Like how long we can go without eating?
It depends on the person. Obviously,
it's like an average.
Yeah.
Devin, you think you can look that up?
Look that up.
I would say
average?
If we had to guess, let's guess.
No, I would say like 45 days.
You think we can go 45 days?
Maybe even longer.
Really?
I think so. Yeah,
without
45.
Eating,
without eating.
Food?
Water, yes. Well, you need. You can't go like that long without water.
Yeah, water you can only go like 4 days or some shit.
Yeah, 4 or 3 days or whatever. Yeah, but
45
eating, I would say
days?
45 days. Yeah, and if you're fatter, probably more.
Really?
Yeah, because you
I
get all the
guess.
fat. Yeah.
I guess that makes sense.
Wow.
But like,
So this is actually interesting. So the ATP thing that I was telling you with the energy, that actually is what's gonna put you to die. So listen to this. So your body, the when you get into the state of ketosis, the fastest state, this is what's happening. Think of ATP as one adenosine molecule and 3 phosphate molecules. Okay, so every time your body uses energy for absolutely anything, so thinking this or that, it gets a phosphate molecule and think of it like a spring. It gives you that for energy, right? Then once you stop like eating food, what happens is there's more ADP, which is adenosine diphosphate. So that's one adenosine molecule, 2 phosphates instead of 3. So that 2 will go to the one of the 3. Like let's say you have 2 of them. One of the 3 phosphates will go to the other one to replace the one that gave you energy. So that one creates one that only has 2. After that, the same thing keeps on happening and there's only one with one, right? So that's called an AMP, adenosine monophosphate, which has one phosphate molecule. So essentially, once you run out of ATP, which is going to happen, your body's not going to be able to use food or fat for energy or anything. You only have, so if your body stops producing ATP and it doesn't like go through that turnover of ADP to ATP, you have like, I think it was 60 to 90 seconds of life.
Whoa.
And this is the crazy thing. So Usain Bolt, for example, that's if you're in baseline, not doing any exercise, sitting down right here, you have 60 to 90 seconds of life. That's how important ATP is. If Usain Bolt is running, he's exerting, I think it's like 29 times more than us on baseline. Like it's a crazy amount of watts. Like baseline, I think we're like at 90 watts exerting like per second. If Usain Bolt is running and he stops and he has no ATP, he has 2.5 seconds of life before he just
Holy
dies.
shit.
Like just completely dies. Your body's done. You're dead. Like that.
Really?
That's
No.
how crazy that is. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
God damn, did you end up finding out how long?
Between 1 and 2 months.
Yeah. So
Shit, dude. So like almost 60
45,
days.
yeah, up to 60, depending on the person. That's why it just depends. But
Holy.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine going that fucking long.
No chance.
No chance. No chance.
Yeah, that's
no
tough.
chance. But I did feel fucking primitive as fuck.
100%.
Dude, there was a point like on like day 3 when I woke up that I was like, dude, I feel like if I hunted an animal, like I can fucking eat that shit like right there.
How was your clarity? Like your mind? Like
Dude, I was laser focused. I felt like I was on an Adderall. Like
Yeah.
like the last day and a half was like straight like Adderall focus. Like I sat down and I did a shit ton of work. Like, and it was one of those like work days where like just completely zoned in. Like if like the world went black and I'm just right here right now. Like
Yeah.
an Adderall,
Yeah.
literally.
No, 100%.
Literally.
That's how you feel.
No
like,
anxiety, no thinking about other shit. Like, you know, like when you're reading and like as you're reading, like your mind
You can't focus.
Yeah, like
No
your mind
ADD,
will
it's
think
gone.
about something else. You're reading the word, but your mind is also like, oh, what about blah 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 blah. That was not happening. That like little flutter of other thoughts was not coming in. It was just like, I'm here, this is what I'm doing, like work, like stay focused. And I don't know why. I don't know what that is.
it's just part of the thing. Like when you start using ketones for energy, ketones, like I told you, it lowers inflammation and like boosts your like mental clarity and your
Got it.
focus and everything.
Got it.
And it's just, think about it like this. I mean, if you were to think about it like evolutionary, if you're in that mode,
Yeah.
you got to focus, go hunt. Like
Yeah.
you get into that phase of starvation and it's actually good for you.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people, like for example, I told people like, oh, I'm doing a 3-day fast. A lot of people told me like, that's unhealthy.
I got that too from some people.
What you really have to understand is this. What's unhealthy? That I could go 3 days without eating, or that you can't go more than a couple hours without eating?
Yeah.
Like our society has changed, so you have to eat 3 meals a day plus a couple snacks. It's actually been proven it's not the best way to go about it. It's proven you should probably fast, at least do intermittent fasting, maybe 16 to 8.
Yeah.
It's just beneficial in every single way. But the fact that you can't go a day or two without eating, that's unhealthy.
Yeah.
Like that's the problem.
Yeah.
I would say that's the problem. That's unhealthy.
It's an addiction to eating. It's
Yeah.
it's because we have it so available
Yeah.
that you just constantly eat. And like being on that 3-day fast, I didn't realize how much food we are actually surrounded by. It's
crazy.
Every corner there's something. Your house there's something. Even if you don't think there's anything, there's something you can eat. And like I found myself like just driving or I was out like for work doing something and I can smell a fucking pizza from New York. I feel like
yeah.
it's insane.
And sometimes we even eat out of boredom.
Yeah.
Like, bro, you're bored. Like
You're not even
like,
hungry.
Like you were saying, like, bro, I was there and I'm like, I just would see myself walk into the kitchen. I'm like, what? Like it was just, maybe I just wasn't, fuck. Like,
Yeah. My brain's just like, oh, like we're not doing anything.
Yeah.
Let's just go eat. Let's just
Yeah.
go put something in our stomachs for nothing. For literally, because I'm not really hungry. I'm just like not doing anything.
Yeah. So there's also this thing, the craziest addiction that we all actually have. A majority, 99.9% of people are extremely addicted to sugar, and like they don't even know it. I think we've talked about this. So I read this in Tim Grover's book. Tim Grover's book, Relentless. Tim Grover was Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, and Dwayne Wade's trainer. Like physical trainer, trained them for basketball.
I've heard of this guy.
So this guy's crazy. He also trained like Charles Barkley, a bunch of people. He talks about like in the book cleaners, closers, and coolers or whatever, like three different levels of competitiveness and everything. And he says every single person that came to train with me, what I would put them through was a 10-day sugar cleanse, no sugar whatsoever. So you gotta eat like I'm gonna tell you the foods you gotta eat or whatever. He goes, if you would come in the third or fourth day and I would ask you, oh, how are you feeling? And they'll be like, yeah, I'm fine. I would know that you're bullshitting me and you're lying to me. He goes, because if you're not feeling like complete shit the third or fourth day with the withdrawals you're going to be getting that are as bad as heroin, like you have fucking crazy.
Oh, really? Is that bad?
He said it's that bad. It's like you're a drug addict that's on withdrawals, because that's what it is.
Yeah.
He says, if you're not feeling crazy headaches, like some people even like nausea, like crazy, like you feel bad the fourth, fifth day, then I know you're lying to me. You're having a cup of orange juice or something in the morning. I know you're not serious. And like that's a way he would gauge. Like if this person,
is actually doing what they're doing.
Yeah, if they're actually going to be following, and if they actually have the ability to like do whatever it takes. That's one of the things he talks about being a cleaner.
You said cleaners, closers, and coolers. What is that?
So I read it a while back, but essentially the cooler, there are three levels, right? Cooler is the lowest, closer is the middle, cleaner is the top, right? So he would say, for example, Michael Jordan was a cleaner, and what he means by this, okay, so
or a top guy,
top guy. So what he says is this. He goes, coolers, it was mainly like this. Coolers do what's, they'll do the absolute minimum to just get by, right? Like think about somebody, an employee. He'll do the absolute minimum to get by.
Yeah,
okay?
Just to get the paycheck.
Just to get the paycheck or whatever, and he'll be there or whatever. Like he's not, like he's like a role player, but not even a role player. Like he doesn't excel or anything.
Yeah, he's 1 foot in, 1 foot out.
And he's also afraid of the spotlight. Like he doesn't want to be there. A closer is more of like a person that you can rely and tell, like if I tell you like go out and do this, I know you're gonna do it, and I know you're reliable, and you're gonna do it like the best of your ability, and you're gonna do a good job, right? Great job, even sometimes closer, right? A cleaner is just gonna show up and fucking win. That's what he said. He goes, you don't have to ask them anything. They're just there to do whatever it takes to win. And they're doing it without you having to ask or anything, and they're doing it to the best of their ability. They want the spotlight. They don't care. They don't feel under pressure ever.
Yeah,
that's what he says. He goes, they just go out there and do what it takes. That's what he says. So he dives into it a lot more than that in that book. Great book. I think everybody should read it. Like especially if you're in business and sports and anything that involves competition. He's a great guy. And Michael Jordan said, he goes, nobody knows more about competitiveness and the brain aspect of the mental aspect of sports and competitiveness than Tim Grover. That's what he says.
There you go. So, just to steer off a little bit here. So we went out in high school. We maybe had like $100 in our pocket, and we would feel like kings or whatever. And obviously, as we've gotten older, we've realized that we definitely need a little bit more bread in our pockets to be able to go out the way we want to go out. Because we can go out and half-ass it, but we're not much of a half-ass kind of group. What do you think's the biggest difference that you've felt or when it comes to going out when we were in high school, when it was a lot more, little league, like everybody's kind of the same, to now that we're older, where you could see the difference and you could see the separation between who's actually getting their shit done and who isn't, and being that kind of status of a person. Do you guys feel like you've gained or I don't know, I guess I'm sure you guys understand the question I'm asking.
I think going out in high school is a lot different because you're limited to where you could go. You only have a list of places that you're going to go, and then it's always like, oh, fuck, am I going to get in, whatever.
Yeah.
And I think, at least I speak for myself, I've gone out enough times that I'm so burnt out on it, but you definitely see, like, who's going out, like, every day on weekdays and doesn't really give a fuck, they're just trying to get by, and then who goes out when it's worth celebrating, or who goes out, like, on the weekends and things like that. I'm not sure where exactly you wanted me to go with this.
Okay, I mean it more like in the sense of now that we're older and we have money in our pockets, when it comes to going out and having girls around us and stuff, do you feel like there's a bigger difference now that you have more money, or do you not think that there's a difference?
Truthfully, I just haven't spent that much money on clubbing. Like, we'll go out, but I do think I think the main difference that comes isn't necessarily from spending the money. It's like majority of people could spend a good amount of money on girls or whatever at the table, but I think it's more of like the type of guys we are that attracts girls to come out with us.
Yeah,
you get what I'm saying?
I understand.
I think that has more of an effect on that than the money itself.
Yeah,
like we could.
I think money still plays a role.
Money plays a role.
Definitely plays a role.
100%.
Definitely plays.
100%.
Yeah,
of course. Which is, I mean, it's a double standard that works in a girl's favor, that you don't really have to
100%.
be on your shit to get on that boat or be on that table.
But then again, those are the kind of girls that the double standards. I speak for myself. I'm a lot less likely to take a girl serious if I'm on a boat every weekend. It's
100%.
100%.
the way those girls pose.
100%. 100%. I've said it too. I've told both of you this. Fuck, I forgot to click it. I told both of you this. I think that I lost my train of thought there.
That's all right.
Fuck, what did you just say? I was gonna say something to that.
That it's a lot less likely for us to take a girl serious if they're posting what they're posting, if they're boats every week.
I was gonna say. I think the most attractive thing is when you pull up a girl's Instagram. She's got a couple hundred followers, maybe 4 or 5 posts, all with full body clothing. We're not out here showing our family picture.
That's a wife.
That's a wife right there. Those are the girls that we're like, dude, take that home now. You have to, bro. The last thing I want to see is guys like, oh, here's the girl I'm talking to with 28,000 followers, 30,000 pictures posted. Fucking everyone's in her DMs, bro. Because then you're competing essentially. Even if you're dating that girl and she tells you she loves you, you're competing with those guys in the DMs. Even if she's not telling you, you still are. Because there's gonna be studs in there. There's gonna be dudes that are hitting her up, and she's gonna subconsciously compare you to them.
100%.
Subconsciously, you're always competing. Even if your girl has 200, 300, 400 followers, and she might just be a little less exposed, but she's still gonna see guys. Guys are still gonna hit on her when she's out and things like that.
And it's also in a woman's nature to want but it's true. Like if you go biologically, you go through evolution to find the best mate possible. So if they have 28,000 followers, and I mean, this just goes back to biology, right? They have 28,000 followers and they see a guy that's far wealthier than you, probably has higher status than you, hitting them up, and they see you, they're unconsciously thinking in their brain, well, this guy could probably support my kids better. He could take care of my kids. I'm going to be safe with him. Yeah. I'm going to have everything provided for.
Financial stability.
Yeah. They want to be like majority of women want to be provided for, right? Like from a man, that's what the man's job is, right? Yeah. So that's unconsciously what they're going to be thinking.
Yeah. And that's not even, I don't think that's sexist. I think that's, straight up biological facts.
It's biological. Yeah.
Yeah. I think definitely, like, from my perspective, I think, going out now that we're older and, having the money that we have, I think it's what changes is not like can you get girls, it's the caliber of girl you can get. Because you can go out and get girls with no money in your pocket, but they're probably the dumpster barrels. You're shooting fish in a barrel at that point. I think once you step up yourself as an individual and you have a little bit more money or a little bit more credibility to yourself, you can start stepping into the realm of higher caliber, prettier, more intellectual kind of girls. I agree. I think so.
I agree.
Yeah. So just a question I got in this last week after posting that first podcast, I got 3 different girls that asked me for us to talk about red flags in guys that girls just don't pick up on. Like the shit that we talk about that we're like, dude, I don't understand how this girl doesn't fucking get that shit, dude. Like the not texting you back consistently. Obviously, we're not that interested. I feel like if I'm interested in a girl, like I'm pretty on it. Like I'm gonna text you back, I'm gonna call you back, or whatever the fuck.
I'm more of and the reason I'm like this is also because I'm working a lot. I don't have time to be texting a girl all the time. So, but I will call you. Yeah. I'm not like, don't expect me to like text you back right away, like especially throughout the day, like maybe at night or whatever. But throughout the day, I'm working. I don't have time to be on my phone texting somebody. So for that wouldn't be one. But I guess, if a guy's not going out of his, like if you guys are talking and he's not going out of his way to make plans with you, that's a red flag. He clearly doesn't want to. Like, stop making excuses in your head. Yeah. He's not looking. Maybe it's not he doesn't want you. He's not looking for anything at that moment. So maybe he just wants to like. Yeah. No. Like he's just not looking for anything at that moment. So you got to understand that. You know? And that's what it is. Because if he was looking for something and maybe he likes you or whatever, he would go out of his way to plan a date or something or see you.
I think if girls go into the mentality when talking to guys that they think, oh, like I'm gonna change him or whatever, you're already starting off on the wrong foot. Yeah. If I'm not showing you what you want, it's because it's for a reason. It's because I don't want to give you what you want. I think if the right woman presents herself, then we would all make sure that we take care of that situation the way we would want to treat that situation.
I think a big one is the time of day that you have conversations with that guy. It's any time past 11 p.m. and you guys are talking and like the guy's out or some shit, it doesn't give a fuck.
Okay, but let me ask you this, because you could be having conversations at 11. I think you're talking about like telling them to come over at that time or wanting to hang out late at night.
The consistent booty call, or
Because you
whatever
can
the
have
fuck.
like
Yeah,
you
I
can
get
have
what
a
you mean.
talk like if you,
I
let's
get
say
what you
you're
mean.
talking with a girl at night, but you're not like even going to see her, but you're just talking.
We're
to
just
her.
conversating. You
Yeah,
know?
so that's different.
But that's less likely to happen at night. Like if
Yeah.
if you're on the phone with a girl at night, it's like
You like her, yeah, exactly.
yeah,
so that's
you're
not
in
the red
love.
flag. The
You're
red
in
flag
love.
is if you're hitting her up to hang out at night only.
Only.
I got you.
Yeah.
Understood. Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, that is a red flag.
Yeah, those
for
late
sure.
night booty calls. I mean, obviously, you're not a starter. You're a role player.
100%. 100%. Let me ask you something. So the red flags, is it for when you're not dating a guy, or like
I mean,
you
from
want to
the
get the guy to
perspective-
like
from
you,
the-
or
from the
is it if
perspective-
it's a boyfriend?
From the perspective of you have this girl, she's talking to, let's say both of you, right? She's talking to you or she's talking to you, and she's wondering what is it that what are signs that they can look for to, I guess, better prepare themselves for the situation they're going to create with you. Whether that's like you're going to take them serious or not. Like, what are those signals, I guess, that we give that would, be like, oh, this guy's probably just not into you the way you think he is?
I'm gonna be honest. I normally tell a girl straight up. Like if I feel like she likes me and like I don't want anything serious, I'll tell her like I don't want anything serious.
Yeah.
And
Because anything
the
after
majority of
that, we're
guys
done.
don't do that.
Yeah,
And-
that's what's the problem.
And the worst part is I'll often come out as a dick doing that when the majority of guys won't.
Yeah.
But I'm not. The reason I don't care if I come off as a dick, because the way I see it is, I think that was the right thing to do, right? Like I'm hurting her less doing that than fucking pretending later on knowing I'm not gonna have anything with her, but
Facts.
and it's the way I see it, to be honest.
Facts.
So I'll be straight up with a girl, and sometimes you can come off as this guy's a fucking asshole because you're getting rejected.
Yeah.
But it's the truth, right? But at the same time, I look at it as I'm saving you fucking time, and you're gonna find somebody that's gonna treat you fucking seriously, and treat you
100%.
good, and that's the way I see it. But a red flag, I would say, would be that one's a big one. I think if a guy's only hitting you up at night, I think
That's a big one, definitely.
you're just a hookup to him, for
Yeah,
sure.
you're,
Like
you're
you're not.
definitely just a hookup.
He's
If I'm
not
not out
taking you
here like,
serious.
hey, I want to take you out on a date. Hey, I want to
Yeah.
go here for dinner.
oh, that's another big one. Like if they take their time out to like take you out,
That's-
on, like, a
yeah.
date and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think if I really like you, I'll be like, yo, like I got reservations here for us.
Yeah.
Like, let's go. And we go. If I don't like you, we're not going out to eat. Like,
Yeah.
you're going out, and I'm asking, hey, you want to come drink with the boys? Like, we can go out. We're gonna go to this club. Like, come to the pregame. Like, that's not the girl I'm taking serious.
Yeah. I think also like if he's only hitting you up to fucking hook up or go out or whatever, he's not talking to you about your day or whatever. He doesn't like.
Yeah.
It. Like
Yeah.
like if I like a girl, I'm ask her, how was your day or whatever. Tell me like what you did or whatever.
Mhm.
Like talk to her about things like
What's
be
going on in
interest-
your
if,
world.
If he's not interested in knowing about you,
Yeah. Yeah.
he it's a red flag. He doesn't want to be with you.
100%.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Like 100%.
Yeah. No. Trust me, I completely agree.
It's a red flag. You get
I think. I mean, a lot of what we've been saying, the late night booty calls. I think. I think for me, it's also too just like just the value and effort that you give. Like, if you think I'm not giving you enough effort, it's because I'm not doing it for a reason. It's not because if I'll make time for the right
It
girl.
doesn't happen by accident.
I
If
will
you're
make
doubting
time.
yourself as a woman,
You should leave.
you should leave.
You should leave.
Yeah, I don't want anything serious. Not leave, but we can hook up. But
Yeah.
no, 100%. I don't want anything serious.
Don't leave
I'll
me.
tell you. So yeah, like that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You don't know. Like you won't second guess yourself if
Yeah.
I want to like wife you up.
Yeah.
You won't second guess yourself.
And to go back to what you were saying, when I was younger, I would never be like, oh yeah, like I don't want anything serious. I would fucking run that bike until the fucking brakes fall off. Like whatever happens. But I think now that I'm older, I definitely I lead with the minute I feel any sort of there's a attraction here going towards my way. Like I'm like, yo, hey, I'm not in a situation where I want to be in a relationship. I'm doing whatever I'm doing with my life right now, and I don't want to put myself where I need to be worrying about anyone else but myself. And I make that very clear to anybody that I feel like I've been hooking up with that maybe has some sort of attraction towards me.
Yeah, I think that's the right way to do it.
And I think that's a mature way of handling it. Whether it hurts them or not, you got to rip that Band-Aid off because in the long run, let's say because just because I'm hooking up with you doesn't necessarily mean you're not a good girl. It's just I'm not in a position to date you either right now.
Many reasons.
There's a multitude of reasons. There's a multitude of reasons. So when you end up having that kind of respect for them, where you're like, hey, I'm not in a position, you don't fuck yourself over in a year from now when you think, hey, I'm in a better spot, I can maybe date somebody, and you can go back to them and be like, hey, what's going on? And they're way more like receptive to you because you did treat him with respect that first time. You didn't fucking,
I agree.
play with them.
Yeah,
fucking
and
straight up.
if the girl doesn't take it the right way, I think it's immature.
I agree.
Do you really want to be with a girl like that in the future? No. If she gets mad and she hates you because of it, and she doesn't realize like, wow, this guy's actually being honest with me.
Yeah.
Right. This guy, like the other guys that I've like fallen for that just fucking led me on and never told me this guy's actually being honest with me and telling me, look, I don't want anything right now. I don't want anything serious. He's being honest with you. Like,
Yeah.
appreciate that.
Yeah,
Like that actually takes. You think he hasn't thought in his mind like, fuck, I'm actually gonna hurt this girl. That sucks.
Mm-hmm.
It sucks hurting someone.
You gotta
But
rip that Band-Aid off, though.
You gotta rip it off.
As a man, you gotta
Yeah.
have those. You have to have those tough conversations.
100%.
You have to. If you're gonna be like a not labeled an asshole, and you might look like an asshole in the beginning, but like
It might be labeled an asshole too. But
Yeah. But if you're gonna talk shit, you can't say I lied to you.
this is the thing. Would you rather be labeled? And there's an interesting question. Would you rather the world see you a way, but you're not that, or be that and be seen like something different? So, for example, actually be an asshole but seen as a good guy, or be labeled an asshole and seen as an asshole but actually be a good guy.
Yeah, I'd rather be looked as an asshole, but I know I'm a good guy.
Exactly.
I know I'm a good guy.
For me, it's more like, what do I think about myself?
Mhm.
Like, am I okay with that? Right?
Yeah.
Like, is it with my morals? And that's the way I see it.
Yeah.
If it's against my morals, I'm not doing it.
What do you got
That's
over
the way I
there?
see it.
I don't know, man. Because then,
You'd rather everyone look at you as a nice guy, but you know you're an asshole?
no, I think of like a different scenario. And before you guys like burst out of laughter, think of Hitler. Like, do you really think he genuinely thought he was like doing the wrong thing?
I think he probably thought that he was doing the right thing.
Yeah. I think he believed he was doing the right thing.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
like, even if the whole world is against you and you think you're doing the right thing, do you think that's like the way that it is?
But that's not okay. But all right, that's just crazy comparison. Okay,
It's an extreme scenario, but
I think- extreme one,
Okay,
definitely.
but let me put it like this: if Hitler believed if he 100% thought he was doing the right thing and he was not off his shit, because that guy was also fucking on crazy drugs and
Yeah.
everything, like he might not been in a place to to
Do you
think
respect
about
him
his
for
things.
thinking he was doing the right thing.
No, what do you mean? Do I respect him? He killed over 6 million Jews.
So
No,
then it goes back to the same thing. Like, you respect yourself for
but the thing is,
thinking you're an asshole, but
Yeah.
you come off as an asshole to everyone.
but for me, it's not. Do I respect him? For me, it's if Hitler respected himself, right? Then that's okay. He can live with that, right? If you don't like me and you don't respect me because of a certain thing, but I know in my head and I've analyzed the situation and I believe that I did the right thing, right? And I'm okay with myself. I would rather have that than not be okay with myself and have you respect me. You get me?
Yeah.
That's the way I see it.
Okay.
The way you phrased it, like the initial question was like, if you're like, if the whole world labels you an asshole, but deep down you know you're not,
Yeah.
then it's the same thing as Hitler. Like, he thought he was right, but the whole world knew he was wrong.
Okay, but he was wrong. So that's what I mean.
In his head, he wasn't. You feel me?
Okay, but I'm not giving you a situation. I'm giving you a situation where if you
Like-
look at the grand scheme of things and you analyze them, he was actually right. Like he would have been like. Let me give you another example. Like let's say it's like
Well, because I understand the point you're making, because it's
Yeah.
like, I can be brutally honest, right? But I'm being honest. And whether you perceive that as me being an asshole is your opinion. But that doesn't make me an asshole. Hitler could have, he did what he did. And in his head, it was right. But from a realistic perspective, from a normal human being perspective, what he did was the absolute wrong thing to do.
yeah. This is a very ethical question. What you're asking, because at the same time, like in Hitler's mind, he saw killing off all these Jews as something positive for the world and for humanity, and that's why he was trying to do it.
Yeah.
But he might have also been fucking nuts, like in a way, like
Definitely nuts.
He was nuts. Like, have you seen videos of that guy on fucking drugs,
Mhm.
like fucking
Shaking and shit,
shaking
right?
and stuff?
Yeah.
And, bro, that guy also had issues, like mental issues as well. Like, not like mental, like he wasn't like mentally deficient, but he was psychotic in a way. He was extremely extremely germophobic, but like to an extreme extent.
Really?
Yeah. So he just had serious.
Really?
Yeah. So he had serious things that he wanted. That's why he wanted. Like he saw exterminating the Jews as he saw the Jews as like a germ, like that needed to be exterminated. Like that.
Really?
Absolutely terrible. But that doesn't change. Like for example, what I'm saying is that doesn't change the fact that he did all those things. He could have not been okay with himself. I don't know how Hitler felt about himself, but what I'm saying is, let's say hypothetically, you're in a situation like that. If I analyze the situation and I read into everything and I'm not off my shit, so I'm in a good mental state, and I say, well, I did the best possible thing I could have done. Let's say it was Hitler, and Hitler thought that. I think that's better than not being okay with yourself.
Fair.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Facts. Nah, I mean, I get the comparison you were trying to make. It's just more of a, I guess, like an extremer comparison. But I get both points.
Yeah.
I get both points. I just think from the original comparison of I'm being honest with girls to the one that you made, it's not this. It sounds the same, but I don't think it is the same. Because in one, I'm being honest, and like from an actual like universal perspective on what I'm doing, it is the right thing to do.
Yeah.
From a universal perspective on what he did, it was the absolute wrong thing to do.
Like, you have no feelings if you're killing all these people.
You're just a morally wrong person.
Morally wrong. And this is the crazy.
In our situation, it's more like I'm morally right. I'm
exactly.
I'm in the moral right.
I completely blew it out of proportion. Like, I had it wasn't anything to do with the girls. It was
No, I know. That's why I understood what you were trying to say.
I understand the analogy you're saying, though. Like, if he thought he was okay with himself, like, would you rather be in that situation or not? Have you guys ever taken an ethics class, like in college?
I did in college. Yeah.
Did you ever get the trolley question?
Maybe.
Oh, this is a good question. So I want to ask you guys this. All right, so let's say there's a trolley and it's going full speed, right? And or let's say it's a train, right? And there's a guy stuck on the train tracks, okay? And the train tracks, there's a lever here, and you can change the lever. And there's two guys over here, right? You would obviously not pull the lever, right? You'll let that one guy die instead of two.
Yeah.
Why?
Take the responsibility out of my own hands.
You don't want to like be responsible for it, right?
I'm not gonna affect it.
You don't want to affect it.
Wait,
Yeah.
I don't understand. So you either kill one life or you kill two.
Okay, yeah. Let's say my fault. Let me change it up. Let's say there's two people here on over here that are stuck on the train tracks, and the train is going towards them and it's gonna kill them. You know, 100% sure it's gonna kill them. Okay, and then you can press the lever and it's gonna go the other way and it's gonna kill one person instead of two. What do you pull the lever?
Yes.
Yeah.
Why?
Less. I guess I'm. I don't know because then I'm contradicting. Because now.
So two lives has more value than one, right? So you're putting the value on the human life.
Because now
I'm
gonna contradict myself now. Because in the original question, I would have let one person die
instead of two
because I didn't have to play a part in the act. Now I'm thinking, and I would pull the lever to have one person die instead of the other groups of people die.
Yeah. Okay.
I guess I'd stick to less lives dying.
Less lives dying, right? Because the human life is just one life of a human is 2 lives of a human is worth more than one life of a human.
Yeah.
All right, let's change the question. This is what they do. It's the craziest thing. So now let's say you're on top of a bridge. The same thing is happening. There's a train that's going towards these two people, right? And there's a fat guy standing next to you. And you know if you push that fat guy, he'll land on the tracks and stop the train, and the two people will survive. Do you push him? It's still the same scenario. You see what I mean? Same scenario, but now you're actually doing the job of killing someone to save 2 people.
Now I'm a murderer. I guess from a moral perspective, no. I let the 2 people die.
Okay, now let's ask the same question.
I think so.
Huh?
I think I might.
You might push it?
Yeah.
I don't think I can.
Why?
I don't want that baggage.
Why would he push him?
For the same reason. 2 lives.
2 lives has more than one?
Yeah.
Does it depend what type of lives they are? As long as they're human lives? Let me change the question. What if it's the same question, the train's is going towards 2 people? You can pull the lever and one person dies. But that person that dies is a baby that's standing on the train tracks. And the 2 people are old people.
Oh my God. I'm letting the 2 old people die.
Exactly, right?
Okay, how about this? That same question?
What you're saying, though, because you were saying
we keep contradicting ourselves.
No, but because the whole point of the initial thing was, 2 lives have more than one. Now it's not true.
Well, one young life has more potential than 2 old ones.
So a young life has more potential than 2 old ones.
What
if they're all the same age, but 2 of them are Nazis? And you save one and you don't know what this person is.
Damn.
You see?
I'm murdering the Nazis.
Right?
What are you doing?
Wait. How about...
No, well, I mean, I think I agree with the majority of you guys because our nature would be like probably not push the fat guy because I feel like that's completely different than pulling a lever like the majority of people would do. But it's just the whole like
Wait, so you
Exercise.
What about? So
I
if
don't
we're talking
think so.
about if we're talking about the potential of life, what about same scenario? We got one train track, you got the lever, and on one side of the train track you got 10 completely random people, different ages. You know, you got kids from 8 months old, and you got adults up until 85 years old, right? And on the other one is just one person, but that one person is a close family relative.
This
What are you
changes
doing?
the whole question.
What are you
I'm
doing?
saving my family relative.
Right?
He's my kin.
Fuck the 10
It's
people
my
you're gonna
blood.
save.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah, yeah. I think I would. I know I would.
I know I would as well.
I know I would.
You think you see your brother there? You see your father, your mother, your any person from your family?
Yeah,
I would do it for a friend.
yeah. I would pull
I would
if
save a
if
friend.
you guys were on that train track and there was 25 people on the other side. I'm obliterating 25 people. Sorry,
Yeah.
I can't, I don't know. Dude.
I don't
Like,
know
it's-
the other people. Yeah, I know this guy. I know like he means something to
Yeah,
me.
you have sentimental value.
Of
to
course. So that all that tells you, like the reason they ask this question is like, is one more life? Like, is a human life more than the other? No, it depends. And let me ask you this: what if it's fucking Hitler, and on the other side of the train tracks is the dog? You see, so now majority of people say, "Fuck it, I'm killing Hitler." Right? If you think about it, but now you're saying, well, a dog has depends on the human life because
Yeah.
a dog life could have more value than a human life
Yeah,
at that point.
I mean,
Just so many situations you can put yourself in there. Right? For that.
I mean,
That's why it's fun.
I don't
Those
want
classes
to.
are fun.
I don't want to get canceled, so I'm gonna clarify very clearly what I'm gonna say here. If I was put in that situation, I would kill the dog, and why is because I think that as shitty and as absolute piece of shit of a human being that this man was, I think that being able to learn his brain is way more beneficial to the human race
I agree.
than just obliterating him.
I agree. And having that happen so it never happens again in
Exactly.
the future to a greater magnitude.
Exactly.
Right? Understanding that history, everything that happened.
Eventually, it repeats itself.
Yeah, it's like it's the butterfly effect, right? If you could go back in time and kill Hitler when he was a baby, would you do it? Like that's the question they ask.
Would you?
I wouldn't.
I wouldn't.
Yeah,
I
you don't know what
we
could happen.
learned. We learned as a giant group of humanity, like from that terrible situation. From any tragedy, there's some sort of silver lining of a lesson that can be learned from whatever kind of travesty happened. And I think to eliminate completely what happened, killing him as a baby, would not. We wouldn't learn from it. It would just happen eventually later on.
What would you do?
Nah, I wouldn't kill him.
It wouldn't kill him.
I think if I knew it was Hitler, I would save the dog. To be honest, like let's say after everything, let's say you're over there after all of World War II, Hitler wouldn't have died, and Hitler's stuck on the train tracks, and he already did everything.
I think we gain.
I'm saving
I think we
dog.
gain more as a society to be able to.
Over a Hitler that
I-
already killed all.
But
of yeah,
I think
so.
I think we gain more as a society to grab that guy, put him behind bars, and
Okay,
study
I agree.
him
I agree.
than just completely erasing him.
But you'd be too emotional in the moment.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
I
Let's
think
change the question.
you give me
Let's
5
change-
minutes.
Let's change the
on
question.
that lever, and I think I'll decide the right one.
You don't have
All right.
5 minutes.
All right.
I guess
30 seconds.
30
5
seconds.
minutes, Justin. This is a guy that murdered your brother or your sister.
And who's on the other side?
A dog.
Oh, dude, fuck that guy.
Fuck that guy, right? You see, it all changes. So in that
Fuck that
situation,
guy.
a dog has more.
Yeah.
You see?
Yeah, that's a tough one.
There we go.
That's a
My
good
God.
You see what I mean?
My brain's getting raped.
So, bro, it's interesting to get into that, but
I mean, I guess who.
yeah.
It's a fucking interesting topic. I think it just depends, bro. It really just depends on the type of human that's on there for me on both sides. I think if on one side you have a person of sentimental value, I would not let that person die. I don't care who's on the other side. I think if it's somebody who hurt my family or hurt me in a certain way and there were completely random people on the other side, I'm going to eliminate the guy who hurt me.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it flips. It changed. My answer keeps changing. As we keep going, I keep contradicting myself.
Yeah.
I keep contradicting
is.
myself.
And there's even deeper questions that are like a little bit like more messed up. Like it would be like, let's say you had. This is one that this psychologist I saw that he was on Patrick Bet-David's podcast. He has a book called Ferraris, Peacocks, and something. And he talks about like how men use Ferraris to like or like sports car to get women the same way that a peacock like puts his feathers or whatever. He talks about like that and like
Yeah.
the whole evolution and biology of like men and women and how they differ. And like one of his things is he asked Patrick in the thing like an ethical question. He was the question. I think it was like, oh, let's say you had a chance, like one of them has to die and you have to save one. Let's say one of them is your 16-year-old son, or the other one is your wife. What's the right answer? And he goes, well, he argued, he goes, you have to answer this. That's a little bit ruthless, but he says it depends. And it depends biologically. Let's say it's your 16-year-old son and it's your only son. And evolutionary, like this is the evolutionary response, because there is like an actual answer evolutionary. Let's say your wife can't give birth to any more kids, then it would be your son. But let's say your wife is young, the evolutionary answer would be your wife, because you can have more kin, right? It has an evolutionary aspect to it.
Yeah. No.
Right? That's the reason. Question. Yeah. So,
because you can keep your son, but then you lose your like best friend.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that would suck if I was in that situation. But that's one of those situations that I probably just like kill myself before I find out the answer.
Yeah. Like kill me, save both.
Yeah. Literally, kill me, save both. I mean, I think that's like a man's kind of response to it.
100%.
To protect the family.
100%, yeah.
It's definitely the easy answer.
Yeah.
But it's like the man answer. Like if you're in your house in the future and, God forbid, that somebody breaks into your house and your family's in there, the first person that's running out of that door is me.
Of course.
I will run whether that guy has a gun or doesn't have a gun. I'm gonna make sure I protect my family, and if anyone dies, it's me first.
100%.
Has to be me first. I would be damned before I let anyone die and I end up surviving. I cannot live with myself.
No, my wife and kids jump out the window or go fucking hide while I fucking run out there.
Whatever. I'll try my best to fucking situate the situation.
Have you seen the Kevin Hart video of him talking about you know what I'm talking about, Devin?
No.
The joke that he says of if like a mountain lion attacked my wife. You've never heard of this one?
No. I haven't.
Bro, so this guy goes, he's saying comment, he goes, like a lot of you guys would say, like, let's say a mountain lion attacked your wife, and you have a chance of going and attacking the mountain lion and saving your wife. What do you do? And he goes, bro, honestly, I thought about this question for a while, and I wouldn't do it. He goes, not for the reasons you would think, but what do you want to be with a woman that survived the mountain lion attack? He goes, and you're gonna have to be stuck where you can't leave her after 2-3 years. You're an asshole.
You can't. You're a
so he
piece
goes,
of shit.
bro, it's better off saying fuck it, just finish her off. Let me get out of here. He goes, bro, imagine and then he goes, bro, the joke goes, he goes, imagine the fucking mountain lion just took off your wife's shoulder. She has no shoulder. She's just there like with no fucking shoulder, like. That shit was
we're a piece
hilarious.
of shit, bro. Somewhere out there, there's a shoulderless wife.
God, that's terrible. That's terrible.
I don't know, dude. I think if she's already, dude. Honestly, bro, if my wife's getting attacked by a mountain lion, I'd throw myself in there. If my wife is getting attacked by a grizzly bear, you're on your own, because both of us dead is not gonna help.
Yeah, a mountain lion you could fight off. Like
a mountain lion, I can.
Depends on if it's a younger one. There's people that have killed a mountain lion and survived.
Yeah, I heard about. There was a story. There was a guy. He went on a jog. Regular morning, he goes for this jog all the time, and as he's running, he sees that, or he doesn't see anything, and all of a sudden he finds himself like toppled over. And what happened on his run was he was getting stalked by a mountain lion. And the mountain lion, whatever, waited for the right moment, jumped on this guy. But when they ended up rolling, and when in that roll, the guy ended up on top, and he was able to just put his knee into the throat of the mountain lion, and so it suffocated and died. Yeah. And he killed. I mean, it wasn't a full blown male.
It was a younger one.
It was a juvenile.
Yeah.
But regardless, if that was me, I'm stuffing that shit and putting it in my house, and everybody that walks in my house goes, I killed that shit with my bare hands.
My bare hands.
No
Hercules.
gun, no knife. I did that shit. Yeah. Walk around like Tarzan. I don't know if you guys remember that scene when he fights the jaguar and he comes back with the shit on his shoulders like a gangster. That would be me. I'm just walking around with a mountain lion on me. Yeah.
The thing is, bro, if you see a mountain lion on a hike, it's probably like coming to fucking kill you.
It's 100%
like,
coming.
You know how hard those things are to find if you're looking for them? Mm-hmm. The only reason you're gonna see them is because it's been stalking you and like. It knows you're looking at it.
Yeah.
It knows that it's being seen.
If he does not want to be seen, you're never gonna see it.
Bro, when I lived in Colorado, I lived there for 7-8 months. There was a bunch of mountain lions over there, and bro, people would go missing, and like the people around the town would be like, "Yo, that fucking mountain lion ate him." Like that guy went
No
missing. Like that's what they
fucking
would
way.
say. And bro, they would go like if you left like your even a German Shepherd, you left them in the backyard at night. Sometimes like you Google this, it's fucking terrible. But mountain lions will go in and just fucking take their fucking dog in 2 seconds, kill him, and take him.
And German
Eat
Shepherds
'em.
are fucking vicious.
Yeah, vicious, bro.
But a cat like that,
bro,
dude, they're
you see
massive.
You see these cats are like 3 times, 4 times the size and way stronger.
Yeah.
And like you think you have a chance, bro? That guy's bite will kill you if it gets your neck in a second.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I saw some shit. This was like scrolling through Instagram the other day. There was this guy and he was talking and he goes, "Oh, like if you ever get attacked by this kind of bear, run. If it's this kind of bear, lay down and play dead. This and this." Talking about what to do in different situations depending on the bear. And I'm watching and I'm like, motherfucker, I don't give a fuck what kind of bear. I'm running every time. I'm running every time. Zigzag run, jump between trees. If you think I see a bear and I'm gonna go, all right, I'm gonna lay down and not move, shut up. Shut up.
Yeah.
Shut up. That's like telling people, oh, when there's a great white shark in the water, don't fucking move. Be cool. Yeah. Shut up, dude. I can't see this motherfucker. I'm splashing. I'm gonna panic. It's just human instinct. There's no way I'm gonna see a fin come out in the water and I'm gonna go, guys, play cool. Just relax.
Just play cool. Maybe this one's nice.
Yeah.
Bro,
dude, I'm grabbing the first person next to me and going, yo, motherfucker.
Get over here. I'm gonna cut it too.
The fuck out of here,
giving
bro.
you a fucking tree, boy.
Yeah, dude, don't get me. Get this
here.
motherfucker.
Yeah.
Fuck, bro.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Going back, like, let's say, like, where the zombie apocalypse happens. Humanity's going to shit. People are going crazy. No guns. What's your weapon of choice?
Fuck.
You can pick any weapon that doesn't involve bullets.
Okay, let me ask you something. Am I good with this weapon already? Like, am I nasty with
Nope.
it? Or
you gotta learn.
Never used that.
How good you are right now with it.
I can only pick one weapon.
One weapon. And, like, let's say you pick bow and arrow. You have an infinite number of arrows.
Infinite number of arrows.
Yeah, you'll never run out. If you pick a sword, your sword will never break.
Bow and arrow.
Bow and arrow?
Yeah. I'll tell you why. I see
that arrows are considered bullets.
No.
Yeah, if you have an unlimited amount of arrows, all I have to do is get good at using the bow and arrow and then never let a zombie get close to me. Okay? And then if it gets close to me, I'll use the arrow as a sword. But this is the problem. Let's say there's a bunch of zombies coming towards you. You can start shooting them one by one, right?
Yeah.
If you have a fucking sword, there's 100 zombies coming at you.
Okay, let's cancel.
How the fuck are you gonna kill a fucking 100 zombies?
Okay, but if we cancel out bow and arrow, then what's the next option? Because anything else other than a sword, you're an idiot.
An axe
Yeah.
or a bat?
But an axe, like, you have to hit and
What are you,
pull
a
out.
Viking?
Hit and pull out. An axe is like a hit and pull out. A sword is slice. I can keep going. You feel me? One.
Yeah. Like a great sword, like one of the fucking large ones.
Yeah. Well, no, I think I'd probably run like dual wield katanas.
Yeah, that would be fucking dope.
Just run
like
like
samurai swords. Yeah,
that'd be sick.
Maybe like a javelin, like
I
from
guess,
long range.
But
like,
the thing is, it's not optimal because if let's say you're a zombie and we're this close, but he's another zombie, and I go through you. If that bitch doesn't come out, I am weaponless.
I get what you're saying.
Against you, I'm fucked.
No Oberyn Martell action there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Damn. What a fucking reference there.
Yeah, that guy was a badass.
He was a fucking badass. He ended up dying, right?
Cause skull crushed
by the mountain. And he was winning that fight. He lost it because he got cocky.
Fucking dick.
Yeah. Which happens in the UFC. Some of these guys, get cocky, get way too cocky, and they'll get slept.
Pereira right now.
Pereira he hit him good once, and then he tried throwing a flying knee out of nowhere.
1-2,
and
boom.
And fucking Israel stayed in that pocket.
Yeah.
Banged him. Good night.
Yeah.
And then he hit him with the bow and arrow.
Yeah.
Sick, bro. I think the UFC, I think the reason we like it so much is because it's like modern day Coliseum. Anybody can say whatever they want, but we like to see gruesome shit. It's in our nature. That's why when there's a car accident, there's not traffic because the car's in the middle of the road. There's traffic because everybody's stopping and everybody wants to see what happened.
100%.
We want that. It's in our DNA. The Coliseum got packed not because the event was amazing, but because it was so insane that was going on that it's like, how can we not watch this? How can we not? We don't like the fights where the guy just in the first round gets a guillotine chokehold and whatever, tap out. We want to see the fight where these two motherfuckers are, hitting each other. Fifth round comes when everybody's fucking dripping blood and like, these are two dogs. Those are the best fights. Not the fucking guy who came in, I choked him out. Those are boring to us. We want to see somebody get fucked. It's in our nature. And then speaking of the Coliseum, though, I was reading about it not too long ago, and dude, they used to put like live tigers and like lions and shit to fight these people. That sucks, dude. That would be terrified. If they told me, yo, you're gonna fight in the Coliseum, you have no choice because you're a slave, whatever. In my head, I'm like, okay, mentally prepare myself for this moment. Okay, I'm going to have to fight guys. I'm going to have to whatever. They give me a sword. Okay, you know, I'm ready. If I walk out there and all of a sudden the cage opens and a tiger walks out, I'm grabbing the sword they gave me and I'm going to just stab myself in the face or something.
You're a samurai.
Like a samurai. What's your alternative? You get mauled by a tiger? Yeah, like, that's just a gruesome death. Like,
you're not winning that fight.
There's no winning that.
Zero.
Unless you are...
You're going to kill yourself?
You got a lucky shot, maybe with a sword. Maybe with a sword, there's like a very small chance.
I mean, I'm saying that, I think also too, like...
my survival instinct will kick in.
My survival instincts, and I don't think I can kill myself.
Yeah.
With a sword?
So I'm saying your survival instinct will kick in saying, fuck it, like, I'm going to try.
Yeah. I mean, it's like how you can't physically purposely drown yourself. Because your body will panic to the point where it'll force itself to come back out of the water.
That's the same way how people say, like, your finger's like a carrot, but you can't bite it off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And like you won't really bite that bitch like a carrot.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Your body doesn't let you.
It doesn't let you. Which is, I mean, and
it's mine.
So like when I was in Chicago, they had these like in one of the tallest buildings, a part of it is like this glass box that extends outside of the building.
So you can see down.
So you can see straight down. But you're still in the box. The box isn't gonna break. And I remember when I went to it, my body did not let me step on this piece of glass because it's clear as shit. They clean it nice. My body would not let me. And the only way I was actually physically able to step in there was I had to walk like looking up as I was walking. And then once I was in there and I looked down, my body like fucking tensed up. Like it didn't know how to react to it. And to bring something that's similar to that, so the Oculus, right? The VR headsets that they have now. Mm-hmm. The games are nowhere as realistic as where they're going to be in a few years. But they're realistic enough where I played this game where you go in an elevator and it takes you all the way to the top. And then there's this wooden plank, right? And you're supposed to like step out onto the plank. And everything doesn't look real. But your brain does not know how to process it because you're looking around and everything, like there's a whole ass room around you. So your brain doesn't. And I remember like me walking onto that plank, like, if anyone touched me in that moment, my feet would stay planted and I would face plant onto the ground because I felt like I couldn't literally move.
Yeah.
It's easy to trick the brain. It's very easy to trick the brain.
Yeah. Have you ever seen the videos on TikTok where like they did research and they'll put the guy's hand out and then they'll see it. It's weird. Like they'll tickle their hand or whatever and then they'll put a fake hand, like they'll like replace it and they'll do the same thing and then they'll smash them and you'll feel the pain in his actual hand.
No shit.
Yeah. I don't know exactly where I saw it. I saw it on TikTok.
Really?
Yeah, it popped up, and supposedly it's true.
I mean,
I'm not 100% sure on this one. You can fact check that one, but
I mean, I feel like if you put my hand, and there was like this like screen where I could see my hand, and I was moving my fingers and they were moving, and all of a sudden a hammer came and exploded my hand, and that's not what really happened. My brain would, I feel like I would be like, holy, like what the fuck,
like they started off. I remember it was like you saw a screen, you saw your hand, and it was actually your hand, and they put like a little feather, and like they would tickle you like this, and they go, you feel that, you feel that, you feel that. And then they replaced it with a fake hand, and they kept on going with the feather. Like, you feel that? And they're like, yeah, I still feel it. It's on my index finger. There, I still feel it. And then it was actually a fake hand, so nothing was touching it. And then afterwards, they smashed it. Oh, shit, it hurt. Like, they felt pain. Yeah. I mean, so crazy your mind is.
It's even like, there's people that, like, you can trick yourself into, like, getting sick. When I was little and I would fake... Like, I'm sick, and you gotta play the fucking part. Sometimes I low-key would end up getting sick when I was a little kid because I would believe you can believe something so much that it ends up happening. Like the placebo, when they do placebos on like medicine and pills and all that shit, they'll do one side of the group gets the actual pills and the other side of the group gets fake pills, and these people end up feeling the benefits of these pills or the side effects of these pills that they're not really taking because they believe that that's what they're taking, and the brain just like goes with it.
So. It's super crazy. There was actually a study that was done that they gave people the same milkshake. Like let's say they give you a milkshake, me a milkshake, and you a milkshake, okay? And they tell you it's the same exact milkshake, same ingredients, same amount of calories. They tell you this is a very high calorie milkshake. And they told the other people it's a very low calorie milkshake. your body reacted like if you ate a high calorie milkshake and you actually got more like your all your chemicals in your body reacted like that, and ours reacted like it was a low calorie milkshake, even though it was the same amount of calories, same milkshake.
Really?
They've done a study like that. Yeah,
It's weird. I don't know what it is
it's crazy.
to that, but
It's your mind. It's powerful.
It's extremely powerful.
Yeah,
It's extremely powerful.
very.
Yo, you want to pour another shot? I'm down to get another shot in it. All right, let's jump back in here. So, out of curiosity, I have this question. So when it comes to relationships, situationships, whatever you want to call it, when it comes to cheating, do you think men or women cheat more?
You want to go at this first?
I'll answer it first if you guys want. I think women cheat more.
Okay.
I think women cheat more than men, but I think men are really dumb when they cheat.
Yeah.
And we're very sloppy with it. Girls, when they cheat, this is a thought out process. You thought about this, you made a conscious decision, and you know how to cover your tracks. When a guy does it, in my opinion, it's more of a in the moment, spur of the moment. It was an absolute terrible decision, and now we don't know how to cover our tracks because we just did it out of nowhere.
Yeah. I think. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, you got it, Marcus.
I think it's fairly even, but I think men and women cheat for different reasons.
Elaborate.
So I think men, when they cheat, they're not thinking with the right head, right? And then when women cheat, they cheat emotionally.
Mm-hmm.
So like when a guy cheats, like you said, it could be in the spur of the moment, and then I'm sure you'll get into the science about it. But
I actually will.
yeah.
Okay. okay. I didn't know there was a
We've
science
talked
to it.
about this. We've talked about
We've
this.
spoken about it.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
And he explains it really well. That's why. So when it goes back to like the evolution of like when a girl catches you cheating, she'll be like, "Oh, like, but do you love her?" And then just explain it, and then we'll get back.
Well,
to
wait.
it.
What is your opinion on
My opinion is I think it's a lot. Okay, so the general consensus would be men cheat a lot more than women, right? General consensus. I think that's false. I think it's fairly even, although I would probably say men cheat a little bit more than women. I would say that. I do think, however, that, like you said, I agree with you completely, men are sloppier than women. I feel women are a lot more sneakier than it. With it. I feel if a woman cheats, let's say she goes out and fucks some guy, she will not tell a soul. I feel like if a man cheats, immediately tells all his fucking friends, the fucking world, like a fucking dumbass.
Like an
Word
idiot.
gets out, like a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
And that often happens, right?
Yeah.
Like a man, oh, bro, I fucked this girl.
Yeah.
And whatever. I feel that's what happened. So I think that's my stance on that. Now, going back to what you were saying, so
Yeah, there's a scientific,
so
I guess.
so the
portion to
scientific,
this.
yeah, no. So
Ladies, listen up. I'm
So-
kidding. Guys too.
It's actually really
Guys
interesting.
too. Guys
yeah.
too.
So the thing is, men. Okay, so what do you want from a woman?
Loyalty.
Why? There's a scientific reason why you want that, actually, and that's what we were getting at. So the reason you want loyalty is because we've evolved in a way that recent times, no, but that doesn't affect our evolution. But throughout all of our evolution, the only way we knew that our children were our children, that we were spreading our seed, was our woman was loyal to us. So she wasn't cheating.
Yeah.
That's why we crave so much on loyalty. That's why we care so much about sexual loyalty. Sexual loyalty more than anything, right? A woman, however, could have a guy friend, and like a lot of people would be okay with it. Like maybe a guy friend that she's known for years, and like as long as there's nothing sexual and it's purely platonic, a lot of guys would be okay with that. Women, on the other hand, they don't care as much about sexual exclusivity, although they might say that's not their main thing. What does a woman want from a man, from a biological standpoint? They want a man that's going to protect and provide for them. So evolutionarily, that woman, throughout all evolution, that the man she's been with has protected her, has provided for her, given her all her resources, right? So a man cares more when a woman sexually cheats, and a woman cares more when a man emotionally cheats. So what does that mean? If a man cheats on a woman, the first thing that the woman does when she finds out is ask him, do you love that girl, or like do you care about her? Why? Because in her head, she's thinking, if he cares about that girl, he's going to stop giving me the resources, or like, let's say you're married. He's going to stop giving me and my kids the resources and the money that he has and the protection and give it to that woman.
Yeah.
A man, on the other hand, if he finds out, like if the girl goes, oh, I was with this guy. Did you fuck her? Like, I mean, did you fuck him or
Yeah.
some shit like that? That's the first thing that
question
comes
number
up.
one.
That's
That's
question
question
number
number
one.
one.
So that's the difference there, and it's because of that.
Yeah, you start. Did you fuck and then work your way back?
Yeah, and then work your way back. The woman's like, do you love her? Like,
Yeah,
that's her.
absolutely
It's a
not.
completely different
Yeah,
process. So that's
yeah.
why a lot of women are okay with like men.
And then another thing you told me was like way back when like a man and a woman would have a kid, they would always say, "Oh, he looks just like the father."
Oh yeah. So that was, and you see this in Game of Thrones actually. So the reason the families do that, oh my god, he looks so much like the dad when they see a baby, is to reaffirm, well, that woman was loyal to you, and that's actually your kid. It's not. It's no one else's. It's your kid. And that's why it's the men like they want sexual exclusivity to the max because they want to assure DNA wise that they're passing on their DNA.
Yeah. No,
they're
that
not
makes total
taking care of
sense.
somebody else's kid.
That makes total sense.
Women don't have to worry about that. Like they know it's gonna be their kid.
that would be
they're carrying
heartbreaking.
it. Yeah.
That would be heartbreaking. You imagine,
Yeah, of course.
You have a kid with your wife and you think it's yours, and 7 years go by, and all of a sudden it's no longer. It's not your fucking. I would not know what to do with myself or the kid. I mean, I don't know.
Devin, could you Google this real quick? Because I think it's like men taking care of kids that are not their own right now is like 15% or something.
No
search it up.
way.
What percentage of men are raising?
Okay, but
Or
what
raising kids
percentage?
that are not their
okay,
own.
but what
that
percentage?
they don't know about. That they don't know about. That they think it's their kid.
Oh, okay. Because I was gonna say,
that's
because
a- yeah,
15%
yeah.
is a big number to say.
No,
because
not like
I know-
stepsons or
Yeah, because that's what I was gonna say.
No,
Does that play
like,
a factor? In,
This is I saw some guy
But how do
podcast
they?
say that.
Okay, but how do they know it's 50% if the guy
They've done
doesn't know?
DNA tests and like that's the like when they do DNA tests like and they
No,
find
fuck
out
it.
like
So
the
it's
majority it's like a 15% rate.
Holy
Yeah.
shit!
So that's what they've done a bunch of like,
God.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
So they're going off
Oh
of
my
that. Yeah.
God.
30%.
30%, way higher.
Shut
I said
up.
above 15. Yeah,
Men
I
that
saw it.
are unknowingly raising another man's child. 30%.
It's crazy.
Holy shit! That's
terrible.
terrible.
So
That's
that
like
goes
that's like
to
an
your
ultimate
point.
fear.
Women cheat.
That's pretty bad.
Women do cheat.
That
Men,
goes to
men
your
cheat
point.
too though. Men cheat too though.
Human. I think it comes back. You know, both of them do. Like we both have sexual desires, and women have close to as much sexual desires as man. They just don't show it
Yeah.
as much.
Let me ask you guys a question. Do you think men and women cheat more now, or they cheated more like back in the day, like back 50 or 100 years ago?
No.
I think back then men cheated way more because men were
Yeah.
powerful.
Women cheated way less.
Women cheated way less because
Yes.
there weren't that many good guys around.
And you would find
That's
out.
one point.
That
That goes back to like the whole inflation that we spoke about.
Yeah.
The whoflation.
Hoflation?
Wait. Explain what's hoflation. I don't understand what that means.
No, you gotta explain.
Yeah,
it.
you got it.
up.
You brought it. What's hoflation?
Come on, Marcus.
No, bro, it came up on a video that I saw. It was like a reel or some shit. But it's this guy talking about how back in the day, like our grandparents had, like we worked 10 times harder to get a woman that's 20 times worse than our grandparents did.
Yeah.
Because of all the social media, because of all the OnlyFans, everything that's going on now. Like women have a lot less values than they did back when our grandparents used to go out and date.
Mhm.
You get me? So like, if you grew up in a city where everyone was fine and then all the guys were like average ass dudes, you're more likely to end up with a fine girl, right? But now like a fine ass girl from Kentucky, all of a sudden she's gonna get like 100K followers, or she's gonna get flown out, she's gonna go to LA, this and that, and then that turns her more into a hoe. You get me? So it's like the hoe-flation that was spoken about in the video.
Because the pool is vastly bigger now
Yeah,
than
exactly.
ever. Than ever.
We're all connected.
Yeah.
The entire world
Yeah.
is connected.
One way or another, I can get to you.
Exactly.
The reason I disagree with you that I think it was a lot less cheating back then on the woman's part, and even I would say even the men's part. Even though I think it was a lot more disproportionate. Like men cheated a lot more than women back then compared to now, right? And the
Now
reason
it's evened out.
The reason I would say that, but I think women cheated a lot less. The reason I would say that too is think about it like before phones, before anything, before cars, right? Go back to those times. You're living in a small town. You're probably not moving from a 5-10 mile radius your entire life.
Yeah.
And you're staying in that town. Everybody knows every little gossip and stuff in that town.
Yeah.
And if a woman cheated, it was adultery, and like under the church,
Everybody
like
knew.
it's everybody knows, and that woman is getting branded
So I'm
as
glad-
like a terrible woman.
Yeah.
So because of that,
Yeah.
they don't cheat because they have a huge consequence. What's the consequence of cheating now? Nothing. And I'm
You
not
break
saying
up
that
and
I
move
think
on.
there should be a consequence. I don't.
Real quick.
Making-
Real quick, I'm glad that you said church. Do you guys think religion plays a role?
Yeah, I think so.
I think religion plays a huge role.
In cheating?
Cheating.
Really?
I think so. I think so. If you're truly religious, not just going to church.
But how many people
going
would
through
you
the
say
motions.
nowadays are truly religious? I think that pool's gotten a lot smaller.
Yeah.
Extremely small.
But that's another reason.
That's why it's a lot more normalized and there's a lot less consequences.
So do you agree with me now?
I agree that women cheat more now than they did back then.
But do you agree that people cheat more now than they did back then?
Okay, yeah. I would have to say.
Yeah. Okay, so let's tap on religion real quick. I mean, I'll say what I believe in, and then I guess if you guys want to or comfortable with it, you guys can say something after. When it comes to religion, for me, I think religion's important. I think religion gives people like a sense of community, and I think that's extremely important, especially for people who don't have maybe like a stable family or like, just like not that many people in their lives. I think having a sense of community is very important for people. With that said, I think what I believe in, I think somehow in a way that we just can't understand, our consciousnesses are all like connected or intertwined somehow. We don't know how. I don't know how. And like an example that I give, and it may not relate to everybody, but at least for me, from my life experience, I've had times where I'll think about somebody that I haven't maybe spoken to in a little bit, and they'll just pop in my head, and all of a sudden that day or a day later, they'll call me or they'll text me out of nowhere. Hey, what's up? Oh my God, how you been? And like that, I feel like there's something to that, because that's happened to me on multiple occasions. And like, you can call it a coincidence, but I feel like a lot of people that's probably happened to at some point, one way or another. Even like sometimes somebody will start singing a song, and like I was just singing that song in my head maybe a little bit ago, and all of a sudden you started singing. I feel like there's something to our consciousness that we just can't understand because we're human, that somehow our consciousness is just like one hive consciousness. So like, for example, what I mean by that is like, you have your human experience, I have my own, right? But at the same time, I think I am you and you are me. Just different points of views on life, because you're going to go through shit, I'm going to go through shit. And what we all go through is extremely valuable to the entire human experience. So I think when we die, what ends up happening is our consciousness and all of our human experiences goes into like this, like almost like consciousness bubble. And we all become one at the end of the day. And whatever that is beyond comprehension, because I think knowing what happens when you die makes you not human. I think not knowing is what makes you human. I think we're put here for an experience, to be able to experience the universe through its own eyes that it made for us. That's me. That's what I believe in. I believe in a God. There has to be a God. The world is too perfect for there not to be a God. Every animal is important, down to ants and bees, and there's something that made that. I don't think that's just out of randomness. I think there has to be another level of being that did it for us and put us here.
I was raised Catholic, and that's what I grew up as. And like, I believe I can tell you one thing to start off. I 100% have faith that there is a God, and I feel a lot of people believe that but might not understand it. Right? People that say, "Oh, I believe in the universe." You're believing there's a higher power. God doesn't have to be a human. He doesn't have to look at you. If you believe there's a higher power, you're essentially believing there's a God. There's a creator.
Yeah.
That's what it is. I truly believe there's a creator. I believe we're all going to meet him. I believe all religions, in a way, are extremely similar. So, like, every single religion believes in very similar things, right? Like, and has a very moral equivalency in all of them, right? You know what's good, you know what's wrong, and like, you go to Buddhism, you go to Christianity, you go to Islam, you go to any single religion, and they'll tell you like, well, this is wrong, this is right. And if you match them all up, the majority of them will tell you the same thing. So I believe religion is a way that people have gone to and like found God in their own way. For me, it's been mostly, and I don't know 100%, and like, I believe 100% there is a God, but I don't know 100% if I truly believe that any single religion is right. I think maybe all of them are right. Maybe
in their own way.
In their own way, I think the message they've passed down is all right. Some people have interpreted it wrongly, but I don't think that's the way you should interpret it and use that for wrong. But what I do know is, in my opinion, there is a God. And the other thing I would add to this would be that I don't think that if you 100%, this is going to come off like a little bit weird, but if you don't question your faith, how could you truly learn about, and this is a question I have. I ask myself this every single day, like, what's the meaning of life? Like, why are we put on this planet for, right? And that's why I like reading religion. I like learning about religions and learning about faith and opening my mind to different possibilities. And I've read about different things. Like, I've read about beliefs that we've had, like, reincarnations. There's religions that believe that you've had reincarnations, and then, like, you'll see there's this book I read called Many Lives, Many Masters. And this guy, I don't know if I believe in it. I've never seen it, but I don't know. Like, I don't know. I'm not all knowing. Like, I'm not God. I don't know until maybe I meet him one day. Once I die, I'll meet him, or once I pass away and meet him eventually, then I'll know. But I don't know. So it's interesting to learn and look at these things. But I think everybody finds their own way to God, or their own way, and finds their path to God in their own way. Mm-hmm. I think that's what I would say for that.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you in the sense that, well, I was born a Catholic, and I've been raised a Catholic my whole life, and I agree with you in the sense that every religion kind of has its own right, and I don't think there is a perfect religion, but I do think that I think everyone should believe in a higher power, because whether you call it the universe, or you call it Allah, Buddha, you call it Jesus Christ, whatever it is, it's your version of a higher power. Mm-hmm. Like you said, they all kind of follow the same rules. There's always the exceptions of, like, the cults and the people that blow some things out of proportion. Yeah. But in the sense of religion as a whole, I do think there is a high power.
Yeah, yeah. No, I mean, I agree with both of you. I think, like anything, I think religion is important, and I think like going back to, like, if you don't question it, then, like, I think you have to a little bit question a little bit of everything, even, like, not even in religion, like, even, let's say, like, our own government, like, you can't, you have to question shit. Like, if you're not questioning anything, then you're just blindly following. Mm-hmm. You don't really have a reason to believe, you're just believing to believe. I think that if you believe what you believe in, amazing, awesome, die by it, for sure. I think it's impossible to be wrong, because I think when you die, like, you're not going to care whether you were right or wrong. You're just going to be or not be. Yeah.
And there's a very philosophical thought into this, where it says, even if you don't, like, necessarily believe in God, you should probably just believe in him, like, believe in God and act like you believe in God, because there's been research that said, okay, like, let's say there is a God, right? Let's say there's no God, and you believe in God. You die, nothing happens, there's no continuation after that.
But you were a good fucking human
being. You were a good, so let's say you don't believe in God. And that happens, right? The same exact thing is going to happen to you if you believe in God or you don't believe in God, if there's no God. Yeah. Right? No God, same thing. But now, if there is a God, and that God wanted you to believe in him and you didn't believe in him, then it's probably better to believe in him. So it's like, this is like game theory. It's like, well, the best outcome is probably to believe in God and act like you believe. Like, if you act and truly believe in God and follow that life path, you live happier, it's been shown, and you live a better life. Mm-hmm. So that's also like like a case for religion. The other thing I wanted to say was, going to your thing, I think a lot of people are not, the majority of people, actually, I'll say 90-something% of people are not free thinkers. Mm-hmm. That's what you were arguing to. So it's like, they don't question their government, they don't question this. So it's like, how much faith do you truly have if the only reason you believe in what you believe in is because your parents told you
at a young age,
and you went to church and that's what you learned to be true. Mm-hmm. And you never questioned it. And by questioning, I mean is go and read other religious texts.
That's what I was going to say. I'm not saying this is all bullshit. I'm saying read about something else.
Read another religious text.
You might relate a little bit over here.
Isn't that going back to your point on the free thinking? I think that the majority of people, like 90-something% of people, are not free thinkers. So when it comes to, like, religion or the government, right? Like, do you really have faith in God if the only faith that you have was just passed down by your parents or your society, and you never questioned it, you never went, like, read another religious text, read something else and questioned, say, like, why does this make sense, right? Mm-hmm. So the way I process things is more like, this is good. Somebody tells me that. I'll ask myself, why is it good? Like, does it make sense to me? And if it makes sense to me, okay, fine, it's good. But I'm not going to just believe someone because they told me that. Yeah. Right? Give me evidence or let me see it for myself. So I feel a lot of people live their lives just believing things that they were just passed on by their parents or society, their school, and never questioning anything.
And not even that. Just people believe anything that they're told. Like,
Yeah.
going a little off topic, going to the whole Andrew Tate shit. People talk about, like, you see videos on TikTok of people going, oh, what do you think about Andrew Tate? And they're like, oh, he's misogynistic. And they're like, oh, define misogyny. And they don't know what to say.
They're
Yeah.
sheeple.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're
It's just
sheep.
everyone
You're sheeple.
else says a certain thing, then they just believe it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You get me?
It's because they want to fit in society, so they're just going along with what society says, and that, I mean, that's what you're also doing with religion if you're blindly believing it,
Yeah.
and not trying to understand it. How many people are like, oh, I'm a Christian and have never actually like tried to read the Bible and understand it? Majority of them. If you were the majority of them.
The big percentage of people who are
Big
most
percentage.
that, they're not
Won't read it, won't actually say like, what does this faith mean to me? Like, let me research and read it and like learn about it, learn about the history of it, everything. Like, how many people do that? Not majority of them don't.
Yeah.
Right, and that's with everything, right? Like you're saying, like people just go, well, this is what is popular. This is what I'm. If I say this, I'm gonna look good, right? If they ask me Andrew Tate and I go misogynist, it's gonna look good with the people I'm around because everybody just told me he's a misogynist. So I'm gonna say that. I don't know the person, so
Yeah.
I don't have anything. I can't look. I'm sitting here right now. From what I've seen, Andrew Tate, I can't say anything good or bad. I don't know him personally.
know him.
I don't say anything about somebody unless I know them personally.
We said this on the first podcast when it comes to like when people, let's say they're like, yo, random person, Josh, yo, you asked me about Josh, and I'm like, yo, I've hung out with Josh, is a piece of shit. I don't fuck with Josh. Josh is a dickhead. Josh does this. Josh does that. If you just blindly follow what I say, for all you know, you and Josh make best fucking friends.
Yeah.
But if you blindly follow what I believe, then you're gonna meet Josh and immediately cancel him in your head, like this guy's a dickhead. This guy's a piece of shit. Fuck this guy. When you don't really know this guy.
Yeah.
I think touching on the Andrew Tate shit, I think most of the people who don't fuck with Andrew Tate, if they sat and had a one-on-one conversation with him, they'd end up coming out like, oh, he's not that bad of a guy.
Yeah.
Maybe. Or maybe he is an asshole, and I don't know.
Yeah. The only thing I do disagree with there about the point that you were saying that like Josh or whatever this is, at least with me, if somebody, like, let's say somebody fucking does you wrong, right, and you tell me that, I'm not gonna be boys with them because I'm loyal to you. You feel me? Or it's my friend. So it depends on the situation. If somebody, like, if you come up to me and go, I don't know, I just got like I felt like that guy was a dick, then that's a different situation. But like if you tell me like, yo, this guy fucking did this and this and that, and like that's why I don't like him, like, bro, my loyalty's with you. My loyalty's with you before. You feel me? Somebody I don't fucking know.
Yeah. I get what you're saying. It's like, but like I mean it more like we hang out with girls who are like, a guy will come up in conversation and they'll be like, this guy's a piece of shit. He fucks over girls. Da, 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 da.
Yeah.
But like, dude, you ask certain girls and they'll say the same shit about me. They'll say the same shit about you and you. And Devin behind the camera. They'll say the same shit about all of us if you ask the right girl. When in reality,
Devin's the worst.
Devin is the worst.
Devin is the worst.
Devin fucks over girls a lot, dude.
This guy's a dickhead, bro. This guy's got digits and digits.
He has no mic to defend himself.
Let's go.
But I mean, like, in that aspect, I think it's more like that's your perspective on the situation. That doesn't necessarily mean that the guy's an asshole. You probably just weren't his.
Does that shit have a mute button?
It does have a mute button.
Can you mute the 3 mics real quick?
I can mute him. Hold on. Actually coming back.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Oh man.
Where were we?
We were talking about people's opinions, I guess, on others.
Yeah.
We were on religion, free thinking. I mean, whatever. Just to touch back on it one more time before we move on. I think if you believe in a religion, awesome. Believe in it. Die with it. Sure, but look around. You know, you might relate to other shit. Don't be so prejudiced to other people's. There's a reason why there's a following for every kind of religion, because I think there's a piece of everybody in every single one of them. I think there's a piece of us in Islam, there's a piece of us in Christianity, there's a piece of us in Buddhism, and I think we can all find parts in every single religion that we can all, one way or another, relate to.
Yeah. I think it's a never-ending path. Like, until the day you die, you should probably just be trying to learn as much as possible and find God, right, in your own way. You're never gonna know it all.
Yeah, I mean, like the biggest religion on earth is Christianity, right? That's the biggest one, right? I have things I completely relate to, and there's other things that I'm like, I'm not so sure on. And for example, I'll say like, people who are like, oh, if you don't, believe that Jesus Christ is your Lord and Savior, you burn in hell. I have a different type of view on what heaven and hell is. I think when we all die, my opinion, again, with whatever you believe in, you can believe in. I think when we die, we all go to the same place, whether you were a good person or a bad person. I think so. And I think hell, in my opinion, I think hell is here. Because when you're here, as much as there's good times, part of maturing and becoming who you are at the end of the day, at the end of your life, there was a lot of suffering that you went through, a lot of growing up that you needed to do, a lot of figuring out tough situations, that life throws you away, because that's life. If you tell me that you lived a full life and you can't tell me you never went through anything, you didn't live a full life, because you're either lying or you lived in a bubble, one or the other. But in order to live a full life here, you must suffer. You have to suffer. Of course. You have to go through something. Something needs to drastically affect your life.
That makes the good so much better.
Exactly.
If you've only known good, is it good?
It isn't. It's like kids that grow up with
money.
Billionaire families. Okay, the Ferrari doesn't affect you the same way as when I worked or you worked and bought your own Ferrari.
What does it mean to you?
That's a fucking I did this, when in comparison to somebody who just got it because they just so happen to be born in the family that has the most money. It doesn't hit us the same way, so that you're almost desensitized to it. You can relate the desensitization even to porn. You become desensitized to sex to a point where it becomes normal, which is what it is now in society. You take a girl out 2 or 3 times on a date and you're expecting sex, and it's not just on a guy's perspective. It goes both ways. We're both expecting. If we've done 3 dates, at some point we're having sex here, because we've become so desensitized. When back in the day, when you were having courting a girl or taking girls out on dates, sex was not a guaranteed thing. Sex, a lot of girls waited till marriage back in the day, or went through whatever process that they needed to go through. And now it's 2-3 dates we're in. What's going on?
Yeah, it's changed completely.
It's funny that you say that, bro. And I'm gonna relate to something that happened to me just today. I was driving with my dad, bro, and some fucking song from Air Supply came on. It's this old band from back in the day, and my dad starts singing the song or whatever, and I tell him, I was like, oh yeah, doesn't this remind you of old times? He goes, yeah, back in the day, you would go out and you would go dance, you would go slow dance with a girl, and you would be chubbed up, and that would be you'll have that fucking night of your life.
Tell your boys.
Yeah, you'll go tell your boys, shit, you'll have to go fucking change your underwear when you get home, shit like that.
Yeah.
And then he's today's day and age, you go out on a date with 1 date, 2 dates with a girl, and you're expecting to fuck her. It's just crazy how much we've either evolved or how much times have changed from
culture.
Exactly, the culture shock.
Yeah. Do you think that because we're so open with sex that has benefited or hurt relationships?
Hurt relationships.
Right? I think it's hurt it more than anything. I think the reason that there is such a high divorce rate, that there is such a people in multiple relationships before they find their marriage.
That's what makes cheating so normal.
Exactly, because you become so normalized to we're gonna have sex. We've all had situations where this girl's solely here, and we both have an agreement where we're just here for sex. And as much as that seems awesome, it's not beneficial to us whatsoever.
No, it's not.
And it goes both ways for guys and girls. It's not beneficial for either one of us.
Let me ask you guys a question. How many times has a girl told you oh, I have a boyfriend? How many times does that factor play a big role?
Listen, I'll give a perfect example. This week, I had I had an ex coworker that I used to work with way back, bro. When I graduated high school, and I had tapped in. We started talking on text, super normal, super casual. And I was like, yo, you down to maybe hang out or some shit like that. And she was like, oh, I don't think my boyfriend. Her response was haha, that sounds nice. I just don't think my boyfriend would be happy with that.
Why is she even responding?
Exactly, because if I'm already coming at you this is what I'm trying to do, the response should be no response.
And the fact that she said that sounds nice, shut the fuck up.
For me at least, if that's my girl, for me as a man, and it was on Snapchat, and I watched her save all the text messages.
No, that's not the fuck.
There's a. So for me, I'm she saved all of the normal text messages and then stop saving the ones where she's like, hey, that sounds fun, but my boyfriend might not like it. She didn't save those. And I'm like, because you're going to show him. You're going to show him, hey, look. You're going to show him, hey, look, this guy hit me up and I didn't respond. But you did respond. You just didn't save the rest of this.
Yeah.
And like, that's the last thing I want for that girl to be my girl. Like, I could never take that girl serious in my entire life because if you're doing that with me, okay, I'm no one special.
Let me ask you a question. How do you know? If you're the boyfriend, she goes, hey, look, this guy hit me up.
Well, I mean,
at least
me, I value loyalty over love. I think loyalty is more important than love because I can love you, and there's people that can absolutely love you, and still stab you in your back, but they love you. But loyalty is whatever the fuck comes.
I disagree with that. Because I think for a woman to be able to love you, she needs to respect you. If a woman doesn't respect you, she doesn't love you. If a woman respects you, she'll never cheat.
But if she's loyal to you, she's never gonna cheat on you. Period.
Yeah, but if she respects you, she's gonna be loyal to you.
Okay.
If you get what I'm going?
Yeah.
And I don't think a woman could fully love you if she doesn't respect you.
Okay.
Right.
That's my point of view on it.
Go back. What was it that you said exactly?
I value.
Someone could love you, but they
can still stab you in your back.
No, I disagree with that. Even your voice.
Listen, we've all had boys. Listen, we've all had boys.
Listen,
we've all had boys.
Exactly.
We've all had boys growing up in our whatever young lives so far, where we've valued a guy that we've been friends with, and we know that they value us too. But at some point along the line, some shit fucking happened where you had to start looking at them different.
Yeah.
Because you fucked me over now. But there's a difference in you love me, and there's a difference in there's nothing that can.
But you'll never see
deter.
that person in the same light.
I'll never see them in the same light. The minute you break my loyalty, I will forever look at you different. The minute you break my love, there's a chance that I might be able to love you back someday.
Yeah.
Loyalty though is number one. The minute that's broken, it's never gonna get repaired.
I don't know, man. I don't think I can. If someone fucks me over, I don't think I can love them back. Like.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But fucking you over comes
It's
back
loyalty.
to more of a loyalty thing than a love thing.
A respect. You think like if you respect someone, you're not fucking them over. You're respecting them, and you're saying, well, if I don't love you anymore and I still respect you, I'm still not gonna cheat on you. I'll break up with you before I cheat on you.
We love our parents. We love our parents. We adore our parents. But there's things we've done in our lives that our parents probably would not have been super proud of if they knew about it. Regardless of that they love us and we love them. We love them. Loyalty to me is to me, everybody's different, but to me, loyalty trumps love. And I think you need them both in a relationship, but I think loyalty is bigger than the love. But that's me.
Oh my God, did I walk into a deep conversation?
No.
So, what I would say to
Shout out Sabrina. How are you?
Sabrina.
I just needed alcohol, thanks.
I understand.
It's all right. What I would say
Yo, bro,
to
give me
that,
my bottle.
you see, free alcohol comes in here. Doesn't have
You
to
see,
split
bro,
the
no
bottle.
loyalty. No loyalty.
No
She loves us,
loyalty.
though.
Zero
She loves
respect.
us. She loves us, but no
Loves us.
loyalty.
Zero respect.
No loyalty.
Zero respect.
No, say it now. Say it now.
Just say it, bro.
Say it
Come
now,
on.
bro. I'm here for clips, Bobby.
Come on.
say it.
Come on.
Don't be a pussy.
Marcus.
No, don't be a
No.
pussy. Say it. I'm not calling shit.
Oh my God. Ay, Marcus.
Oh, Mark Wave. Mark Wave.
Mark and Mark.
So yeah, before I was rudely interrupted.
So let me ask you this. If you had to pick, let's say you can only be with this woman for the rest of your life. One of them hates you, doesn't love you, but is going to be loyal to you. And the other one, you're going to be madly in love with you, but she's not loyal to you.
But define what's not loyal to me. She cheats on me?
Yeah.
Because that's not loyal.
Because there's different types of loyalty.
Okay, well, give me
What loyalty are you speaking about? Because
loyal to me. You're not going to disrespect me in this relationship.
there's gonna be times where your wife is gonna be unloyal to you in ways that are extremely minor.
Not mine.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Okay, give me one example.
I'll give you one example. You have a kid. That kid does something wrong. He goes, please don't tell daddy.
Okay.
Fuck it. I'm not gonna tell daddy, but you better never fucking do it again.
Okay.
She's being unloyal to you there in a very minor thing. You get me? So it just depends on the.
I think that's her just being a parent. Because I think there's times where, for me, my kid will fuck up and I will be like, dude, this was between me and you, but don't fucking do that shit again.
Yeah.
I won't tell mom. Mom won't get mad, but don't make me say this to mom. Don't do this shit again. And I think that's parenting.
Yeah.
I think that's part of. You have to have some sort of. You need to respect your kids. You need to respect the kids, and you can't throw your kids under the bus every single chance you get either.
No.
I've had situations in my life where I've told my dad certain things, and he won't run to my mom, and there's been times where I tell my mom certain things, and my mom it won't run to my dad. And granted, my parents are divorced, so maybe that plays a factor in it. But I know that even if they weren't, if I told my dad, hey, don't say this, it stays between me and you, my dad and me have that kind of respect for each other where we will die before that ever comes out of our mouths. And with my mom, I think the same way. My mom is just like me. Anything I tell her, and I need you to just die with this, don't tell anybody, like, she will die with it and not tell anybody.
Exactly. But in those situations, your wife is choosing to be loyal to your son.
Over me.
Over you.
Over
so
me.
she's being unloyal to you, in a way.
Okay.
You get me? Like, let's say you and your wife have a thing where you go, no secrets between us. And that's the way I want to have with my wife. No secrets.
Yeah.
She's keeping a secret there. But it's a secret that you're okay with, in a way.
Would you really be mad if, like, I told you in 10 months? I don't think you would be.
It'd be like a little argument, but... Like,
Maybe.
I would be, if it's a big thing that our son told us and you didn't think that coming up to me that I would keep it a secret from my fucking son, like
Yeah.
I would, like, you could trust me with that.
Yeah. Well, it depends. It's like...
But it wouldn't
like
be a big fight.
if I had a daughter and, like, you know, God forbid my daughter got pregnant at a young age, and, like, between her and her mom, she had an abortion behind my back. That's a fight.
That's a huge thing.
That's a fight.
That's a huge thing.
That's a fucking big deal.
Yeah, of course.
But if my daughter got into an argument at school, called a girl a slut, and got suspended for a day, maybe dad doesn't need to know that one.
Yeah.
Maybe dad doesn't need to know that one. And I don't be like, in a few months, and they tell me, hey, I got suspended, we just didn't I would, like, be like, come on, like.
Yeah, you could have told me.
I could, but, like, I'll brush it off. I won't make it a thing. I think there's levels to the lie
No,
you're holding.
I agree.
There's levels to the secret that you're not telling me. And I think as a parent, and we're both doing this together, like, we both understand that line. And we should. And if we don't understand that line, then there's going to be problems. And whatever happens after that happens.
All right. What if it was unloyal? She cheats on you twice in your whole entire life. But one of them is in love with you and the other one's completely loyal, hates you. Like, every single day you come in, she has a fucking face where she's... One option. So, one of them is completely loyal, but she hates you. Like, every time you come home, she has a face that she's, like, disgusted to see you, everything, but she's completely loyal for the rest of your life. Or one of them is completely in love with you or whatever, but she's cheated on you twice. She cheats on you twice your entire life. I'll pick the loyal one.
The loyal one? Bro, you don't know what it's like to come.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Like, yeah, but I'd pick the loyal one and get divorced. And you have to have kids. Like,
yeah, but at the end, that goes. Yeah.
No, I don't know. Yeah.
But listen, look, we both say this. You've told me this on many occasions that you can date somebody, but let's say you break up, regardless if we're fixing this or not. If she goes and has sex with somebody else, that's no longer yours.
Yeah,
it's no longer yours.
I don't think I'd ever allow that to come back.
Exactly, you could step away from that.
Yeah.
So you can't. Based off of that, you can't tell me that you would take the girl that cheated on you. Not
no,
once,
I never
but
said
twice.
I did. I said that's why I said I would take the loyal one.
Oh, okay.
I said I would take the loyal one, even
I
if she.
misunderstood.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't take them.
Yeah.
Even if it's love, for me, I don't think it's true love unless you respected me.
It isn't.
If you can't respect me, you can't love me as a man.
You can't.
Like, the way a woman shows love to a man is by respect.
Yeah.
Like, you respect me. That's why you're with me.
Here, just right before we wrap things up, when it comes to red flags in girls, some thing, you know, and every guy's different. We all look for certain things. There's a lot of similarities in our boxes that need to be checked off, but there's also a lot of differences. What are your own, maybe unique to you or maybe common amongst most red flags that you guys think? If you guys want, I don't mind. I can start it and then you guys can run with it. For me, I think a pet peeve, something that maybe just applies to me. I don't like cigarettes. I hate the smell of cigarettes. I think if I don't want to date or marry a girl that carries a pack of Marlboros on her all the time, just smoke cigarettes. I'd rather you vape because cigarettes smell like shit to me.
Disgusting.
Cigarettes smell like an old man to me. And I can't, want physical attraction with you if when I close my eyes I smell an old man.
If we're talking about smoking, smoking, I don't think I would want a pothead for a girlfriend.
Okay. Define pothead though, like everyday smoke.
Yeah, there's someone that smokes on a regular basis. So yeah.
What if she smokes like, let's say, every Saturday?
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
Cool with that.
It's just, I personally don't smoke weed, so
Yeah.
I wouldn't want someone that's high around me 24/7.
I agree.
You know what I mean?
I agree. Yeah, I mean, I'd like for us to hang out sober, definitely. But if you want to smoke on your own time, smoke on your own time.
I don't mind it too much. As long as you're not a pothead, like high,
it's
living your life
It's
high.
the addiction to it.
If you're smoking at night, every now and then, it's not a big deal.
Yeah,
to
like if
me.
you want to smoke before bed, like we're
Yeah.
wrapping the day up, fine. Get whatever helps you sleep. People sometimes need to smoke before bed or something. That's okay with me. But if I wake up with you and like the first thing you do is rip a bong or roll up a J and smoke, like that's
No
not
shot.
for me. That's not
Yeah.
for me. I don't like that. Or somebody that over drinks is another thing.
That's
for me.
that's a huge red flag for me. If I
Yeah.
hear a girl and like I've had several girls that like I'm hooking up with, I'm talking to, and then I'm even thinking like maybe I could take things serious with this girl. And once they tell me a story like, like I went out this weekend, I don't remember anything, I blacked out. It's an immediate like, it's my tick, bro. It's like it's my ick, bro. It's like an
very
immediate
annoying.
like,
It's very annoying.
like, what? You don't remember anything? Like what? Like.
Yeah.
If
My
I'm
man,
dating
my-
you and you go out one time,
You can't control yourself.
you can't control yourself. You're gonna get blacked out like that, and it's several times. Like once I hear it more than once, I'm like, all right, zero.
Because to me, maybe I'm an insecure pussy, or maybe that's just how I am. Like, my girl goes out and tells me, "Hey, I don't remember anything from last night." In my head, you cheated.
You cheated. In my head, no.
Because how do
100%.
you know you did it?
In my head, it's like, well, that's your fucking excuse to fucking
Cheat.
Yeah, cheat. Like
You
I
opened
don't
up the
remember
door.
shit. Yeah.
The day you go cheat, the day I hear about you cheating, it's like, oh no.
I don't remember that. That never happened.
And it does fucking count.
I was on alcohol. Shut up.
Shut up. Because I think if you
Shut up.
But again, it goes back to the respect thing. I think if you respect me, you keep your wits about yourself when you're drinking out with your friends and I'm not around.
You're not getting drunk.
No,
without me.
You can, catch a buzz.
If you're
hang
with
out
your girls,
friends,
yeah, but
be
you're not
social.
getting hammered. Like you're not getting hammered out.
You're not the
No,
bitch that everybody's
not for me.
recording. That everybody's like, oh my god, look on Snapchat. Dude, that would suck. You wake up the next morning and it's all her friends and she's the only one that they're recording doing some dumb shit.
Yeah.
Oh, babe, I don't remember last night, and I see 19 Snapchat stories of you doing a backflip or fucking around, rolling on the street.
Like, how the fuck do I know a guy didn't fucking go up to you and fucking like talk to you, and fucking flirt with you, grab you?
because
like,
I'm with the girls. But you know what?
Yeah.
Your girls are gonna protect you. Your girls are not gonna. Your girls will lie for you the same way that we're boys.
100%.
Like if I go out and I fuck up, like, and I'm like, guys, bite your tongues. Like you're gonna bite your fucking tongue for me, like.
dude,
we're boys.
and this goes vice versa. But it's true. It's true. This goes vice versa.
Am I wrong, Marcus?
That reminded me of a video of like there was some guy in the hood and they were like, oh, did you hear about the shit? He goes, I ain't seen nothing. Matter of fact, I'm half blind in my left eye.
You know.
Yeah, I think it goes vice versa, bro. Like, if you're a guy in a relationship and you're fucking going out all the time without your girlfriend, you're getting belligerently drunk. Like, as a girl, why the fuck would you want to be with a guy like that? Like,
You're putting yourself in a position to cheat.
yes, you're putting
To
yourself in a
cheat.
position to cheat. This is like,
You make a good point because I think guys go out at the end of the day, the final purpose is to find a girl.
Yes.
yeah. And the thing is, girls, the clubs. The thing is, I hate fucking like if you're going out all the time without your significant other, that's a red flag to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you're going out all the time, like to a club, like not to a restaurant.
Yeah,
like
we're gonna have
you have
dinner,
a girls'
different,
night out. You're
different,
going to a restaurant,
different,
wine night over here,
different.
this or that. But if you're going to a club or like a place, those places, the way they make money, the reason they make money is they're designed as, let's get as many women here possible so guys can pay for the drinks and pay for them. So it's just a place for guys and girls to like hook up and meet up.
And
That's it.
to tap
So
in
why
on
are you
that-
going to that situation?
To tap in on that, like, I think you ask any girl, why do you dress like that when you go out? And all of them will tell you, I dress like that for myself.
For myself. No, you don't.
You're lying.
And why do you post pictures on Instagram like that?
For myself.
For myself,
You're lying.
then take the
And I'll
picture
tell
and
you
keep
why
it
you're
on your
lying.
fucking
And
camera roll.
I'll tell you why you're lying. Listen, I don't go out. Tight though. Listen.
But straight up, right? If it's for yourself, take the picture and keep it in your camera roll.
Look, I think for me, this goes for all of us. When we go out and we're dressed, we're not dressing. I don't fucking dress for you. You don't dress for me.
You dress for me.
I don't dress for you guys. I dress because I want to look good for girls.
100%.
Girls do the same thing. They want to go out. They put the makeup on. They got their boobs out. Do that for guys' attention. Because if you didn't care about guys' attention, then you would wear some comfortable shit.
Yeah.
You would wear some shit where you're not uncomfortable.
You wouldn't wear
where
makeup.
you don't gotta worry about your fucking skirt riding up your ass because it's annoying to fix it every 2 seconds. I'm sure it is. I wouldn't fucking go out in a fucking silk button down with 2 chains on like a fucking Momo. I'd go out in a fucking
hoodie
I'd
and
go out
shorts.
in hoodies and sweatpants. Like
Yeah.
if I really was not worried about what other girls are gonna think what I'm wearing. We wear our clothes for other people.
I agree.
And girls do the same thing. When you're dating a girl and that girl goes out half fucking naked, even if it's with me, like have some respect for me.
Yeah.
Like I don't want, and it regardless. Oh, I just because I want you to think I look good. Don't put me in a position where some guy has to come up to you and now I gotta fucking say some shit.
Yeah.
You're putting me in a position where I might end up fighting somebody for no fucking reason because you decided to wear some ridiculous ass outfit because you think it looks cool and you're gonna tell me that was for yourself. That's not for you, bro.
No.
That's for everybody else.
But they know that.
I know they know
Like
that. They
the
lie to
thing is,
themselves
they
about it.
lie to them. No, they lie to you. They know it
Huh.
deep inside. Like, bro, I've had talks with girls about this specifically. Like one that I had a talk with for like a while. Like we talked about this for days, and like we just debated this. And I was like, well, let me ask you something. Like, if you have a boyfriend, I'm not gonna say if she had a boyfriend or not, whatever. You get invited to a yacht. You're going, and she goes, yeah. Like, what if your boyfriend's not invited? Yeah. Like, if I go with the girls, it's like, but why do you think they're inviting you to the yacht? That doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Like I'm gonna have a fun time with my girls. Like I'm not there for them. No, but you're there because they want to get with you. So
Yeah.
you is that okay? Like okay, so let me ask you another question. So I go and ask them. I go, let me ask you another question. What if I had a fucking yacht? Like let's say we were dating, or your fucking boyfriend has a fucking yacht, and he says, well, you're out of town. Like I'm just gonna have the boys over. They're gonna invite a bunch of fucking girls. Would you be okay with that? No. Why the fuck are you doing that? Like why the fuck are you inviting a bunch of girls to the fucking yacht? Like that's fucked up.
Listen, and then I'll put it to the boat thing. When guys have a boat and we're getting a yacht, you're witness to this. We put ourselves in group chats, and when we're talking about what girls are coming on, that girl has a boyfriend. We don't want you coming. If you're on that boat, you're here for us. You're here because we're
100%.
all gonna shoot our shots with you at one point or another on this boat day. Whether you're cuffed, if you come cuffed, we're still shooting our shot. There's nothing stopping us. There's nothing but water on every single side of this boat. There's no other dudes except us. So we're shooting our shots with you. When we are
Respectfully, of course.
respectfully, yeah, we're not crazy people. But
Devin's not respectful at all.
yeah, no, Devin, Dev, dude. I think going to the boat thing, it's like, why are they inviting you on the boat? Because they view you as an option. They view you as an option. They're not thinking, oh, fucking Fulana's coming on this boat. I hope she has a good time with us. Let's all respect her. She has a boyfriend, guys. Don't say anything. We're all going, yo, just because there's a goalie doesn't mean you can't score.
Yeah. And
Probably
guess what?
soccer players are soccer players because they know how to put it out between the net with a goalie standing there, bro.
100%. And what are you telling all those guys there on the yacht if you go without your boyfriend? What are you telling them? I don't respect my fucking boyfriend.
Yeah.
Because I know that you guys are inviting me because you guys see me as an option. I know that.
And I'm here.
And I'm here.
And I'm here.
So I don't have any respect for my boyfriend. I know my boyfriend is uncomfortable with that, but I'm still here. And
Extremely.
they don't know that.
There's no such thing as a
They
guy.
don't know
There's no
that.
such thing as
There's
a guy
no-
that lets
yeah.
his girl go
Unless he
on a boat
doesn't care for
and
her.
he's at home, not a worry in the world.
The only way it's okay
Get
is
out of my
if that
fucking-
guy's
unless
fucking
your girls are-
cheating nonstop and he doesn't give a fuck.
That or your girl's a troll.
Yeah.
You're dating a girl that you know is very ugly.
Nobody's gonna.
Why she on the boat in the first place?
Hot friend. Oh my god.
Me to each his own, I guess, bro.
bro.
That's me personally. Did you say red flag? You did, right?
Yeah, the weed one.
And Manny, you gave one.
I think so. Yeah.
You definitely gave one.
Yeah, I gave one. I gave like 2.
Okay, is there a green flag? Like if you do this,
Yes, 100%. There's
like,
a lot of green
for-
flags.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
for me, let's say it's our first time meeting. I take you out to dinner or something. If you don't hook up with me or do anything with me, and you keep it, very platonical, and like we're just here, on a good date.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a good time, but we're not gonna be very sexual at all with each other. I gain a crazy level of respect for you. I might be like sexually frustrated in the moment, but the minute you get out of that car, I'm calling my boys and going, "Yo, I just met my wife. She didn't sleep with me.
Yeah.
She didn't touch me. She didn't want to play no games. She was very, amazing on the date. We had a great time, laughed, smiled, was very respectful." Another green flag, when the bill comes, you offer. I'm not gonna take it. I'm not gonna ever let you pay. I'm not gonna ever let you pay. But if you go, hey, like, you want to split? I'm always gonna say no. But that consciousness of like, hey, I don't mind. Like, that's a fucking wow. What a good
At least
girl.
like look into the purse, you know, like pretend you're looking for something.
Yeah, just
I
pretend.
sometimes let it.
Just fake
let
it. Just fake it.
I let her pretend for like a little bit longer than she's supposed to. I see her like, oh, you're not pulling anything out. No,
Because
that's
I went out. I
never say anything. That's not a red flag for me. I don't care. Like I don't care. If
I
she
went
doesn't
out.
do
I
it.
went out with a girl like, bro, like a few months ago. You guys know who
The Key Club?
exactly. And
Yeah.
and like when the bill was on its way, that girl got up and went to the bathroom. That was the most unattractive thing ever because first of all you're avoiding the fucking check. You're avoiding the fucking check.
It happened to both of us on a double date.
It is extremely unattractive.
For me,
Extremely.
it's not a huge deal for me personally,
Okay.
but
To each his
to
own.
each your own. Yeah.
Nah, it's a deal. Like, one thing is like you sit there and like at least wait for the guy to pay. Another thing is like you completely avoid it. You go
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
okay, but let me ask you this: what if the girl is raised old school, where she's like, the guy's always gonna pay for all my stuff, but I'm gonna serve him. I'm gonna do like, I'm gonna cook for him. I'm gonna be loyal. I'm not going out.
But
if
we're
he
not
doesn't
in
say-
that society. We live
Okay,
in Miami.
but what if that girl's like that? What if that girl was raised that
Okay.
way? So
I mean,
she's
I
like,
guess-
well,
I
no,
guess, yeah.
I've been raised
Sure.
in the way that this man should pay for me.
On top of that, all the girls that we're talking about are not raised in that
Well,
society.
yeah, but you don't know that until you're meeting a girl for the first time. So it depends on the girl. I've met girls that are like that have like old school morals, and like in a way they're like, no, I have old school morals. I think the guy should take care of like the finances and paying for everything, and like the woman should take care of the home. Like that's traditional values. There's women, very rare, but there's women like that.
For real. For real.
Yeah.
For real. And I think as men, like we're very simple beings. You know, respect me, you know, hang out with me, have some good conversations with me. That's all I ask. Girls are a little bit more complex. You need to do this, you need to do that, you need to, you know, hang out with everybody and fucking do whatever the fuck they ask. Whatever the fuck girls' criteria is a lot more complex than ours. We're very, you know,
Sometimes men want women to do less than.
a lot less. A lot less. Sometimes you're doing a little too much.
A green flag for me would be like definitely that for sure. The first thing you said, like you take her out and like nothing sexual, like just good talk, good connection, like mental connection. You could talk to them for a while and like enjoy the conversation. Another thing would be like if you take them out, you can kind of notice this with a girl, right? You take her out with your friends or whatever, or with like a group, or you take her out to a club or something like that, or like a bar. Is she having a wandering eye? Is she like with you like at all times, like talking or whatever, or going around? You can kind of like tell already the type of girl she is.
Yeah.
Another thing is I don't want to go to like take a girl out on a date and like be like, oh, like have you ever done this? Yeah, I've done like everything you tell her, like she's done. She's been in every single car, sports car. Like, oh yeah, I was here. I know this celebrity. I know this person.
Very unattractive.
Every single car.
Good. Like,
Oh, I went to Europe. I hung out with these guys.
I
blah,
hung
blah,
out with
blah,
these guys. I know this. I know these guys. Oh my god, like I'm best friends with them.
All
Oh
I'm
yeah.
thinking is you got rammed by these guys.
100%.
That's all I'm thinking.
100%. Like
thinking.
it sucks, but it's the truth, and
And
every
I
guy
wanna-
thinks that.
Yeah, because we want innocence. We want
100%.
we want to be able to show you things you've never seen before.
Yeah.
And if you've already seen everything, then there's nothing left for me here.
What am I gonna show you? What am I here for?
What different thing can I give you? I can't.
Yeah.
You've done it all.
Yeah.
You've done it all. I 100% agree with you.
So as a green flag for women, if you want to, like we were talking, this is how we started the podcast. Actually, it was like, what do you think a woman should do to impress her man or whatever, to get her man to like her or whatever? I think the question was different. It's like, how do you know if a man's not into you?
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's talk about as a woman, if you want to get a man into you, maybe stop trying to impress him. Like, oh, I know all these people. I know all these people.
say you know nobody.
Nobody.
You know
You
no
don't
one.
know anybody. You don't know anybody. You haven't been in any car. You've never gone to this place. You don't know this club. You don't have to lie, but don't go out of your way to say everything. If he goes, oh, have you ever been here? And you've been there, you don't have to like go out of your way and lie either. But
Like
you
when
know?
you're like, oh my god, yeah, like you mentioned like the name of the club, and like
Yeah.
she's like, oh my god, yeah.
oh my god, I went to live 20 times.
I'm really good friends with the promoter, or the
Yeah,
owners
yeah.
of the club.
All I hear
How
is
do you-
you've been in
how did you
tables,
become-
hammered. Fuck this guy. Fuck this guy. How did you get on that table? Well, you did this, that. That's all that's going through my head. I'm like, oh yeah, really, you did. Oh, cool. Oh, that guy too. Fuck. My heart.
Shit. You got one?
Yeah, and this one might be kind of obvious, but reputation.
The
reputation on a girl. I think as soon as we meet a girl, we all go and investigate.
Yeah, somebody knows something.
Exactly.
Somebody knows something.
First thing you do, you follow girl. At least for me, the first thing I do when I follow girl on Instagram, you mutual followers.
Oh, 100%.
Right? Who do they know that I know? And then, yo, what do you know about this chick? You feel me? I think that's pretty big.
Yeah.
At least for me.
And the best thing you can, when you click mutual friends, it's 4 or 5.
4 or 5, or none, or
Zero is perfect.
Oh,
0 is perfect.
bro.
The last thing you want to see is
The best.
half of my followers are yours. Like,
Yeah, that's true.
extremely unattractive. So yeah, moral of the story: you want to get it like you didn't do anything ever. This is your first experience, your first date, your first restaurant, your first fucking everything.
Oh my god, this is so nice. I've never been here before. I've never been to a place like this. You feel like the thing is, you gotta understand, a man wants to feel like he's showing you something, like he's impressing you.
Let him know. Let him know.
If he's doing something nice for you, like make him feel like he's impressing you.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you, he will feel so much more just from that. Like he's paying for it, he's doing all this. That's all you have to give him in return.
Yep.
That's it.
Yep.
That's it.
And that
That's
goes back.
it.
We're very simple creatures.
Very simple. That's all he
creatures.
wants to do is impress you. Like how does that, like, he wants to impress you. That's it. That's all he wants to do. Fuck.
100%.
It's the truth.
I couldn't agree more. I couldn't fucking agree more. Anything else you want to add on? Or we're good here?
I think we're good. I think it was a
Good,
great
dude.
podcast.
Listen,
Thank
I
you for having
appreciate
me,
you,
brother.
boys. Of course.
Appreciate it.
Marcus, love you. I appreciate you boys joining us. All cap, episode 3. It was a blast. I'm happy to have you boys on. Let's go out and have a good time tonight.
Woo! Let's go.
All right. Peace out. See you later.
Fire pod.
Fuck yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell power, baby.